And we are now live. So, lads, lasses, people with glasses, and of course, all of those in between. My name, in case you didn't already know, is Dexter. My co-host for the moment is Albert. Thank you very much for dropping in. We are currently 2 hosts down. Chandy Man will be along shortly. Unfortunately, Colin can't be with us tonight due to family issues. But we should have a full. Hopefully, we'll have a full repertoire next week. Was repertoire the right word? I don't know, but we'll go with that one. So then, Albert, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Albert. Kick Clap Piao and BZ Grizzlies.
Now, Albert, before we get into anything further, how did the BZ Grizzlies do this weekend? May I ask?
Very good. As far as I'm concerned, I'm absolutely still buzzing off it. I mean, especially seeing we were there. Well, someone said we were there to make the numbers up and we would come bottom. And we ended up, I think, was it 12th out of 19 teams?
Yep, I believe that was right. 12 out of 19.
Almost pro division.
Yes, that was it. Effectively, we went down thinking that we'd be happy if we won one game. And what was it?
Three.
We won 3 games, but came 12th out of 19.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So anyway, right, thank you very much, everyone, for dropping in. I can see that we have Liam in tonight. I think this is your first time in, Liam, isn't it? Thank you very much for dropping in. Howdy there, Ben. Thank you very much for dropping in, as always. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, Martello. Thank you very much for you guys for dropping in there. Gavin, I think this is the first time that I've seen you on here as well. Thank you very much for dropping in. Gussie, welcome. Hello. Richie, I'm pretty sure this is your first time as well. Thank you very much for dropping in. Who else have we got? Have we got anyone else? Paul Cross, good evening there, Paul. Thank you very much for dropping in. And that, I believe, is everyone for the moment, unless there isn't anybody that has said anything. If there is anyone else out there for tonight, well, just be known that I love you and thank you very much for dropping in. So, yes, today, unfortunately, there was a few things happening on Monday, so we weren't able to do the normal show. So I must apologise about that. So we postponed it and put it off for this weekend, tonight. Sorry, I'm rambling. We'll put it on tonight instead, in place of the regular broadcast of the low energy live stream. So hopefully, me and Albert can entertain you until the Chandy Man joins us and.
Sits in the corner and says nothing.
Yeah, that's it. Sits in the corner and says nothing. Ben says, "Did you dazzle them with your purple head?"
There was no sun to dazzle.
No, that's it.
It was a rather moist weekend.
Yes, that's it. It wasn't so much dazzle as much as it was drowned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
still one of the best weekends paintballing I've had in a long time.
Yes. Yeah, I would definitely second that. It was fantastic. It was a really good weekend, yeah. And I'm really looking forward to the prospect of there being more in the future.
Yes. I was hoping Nicky T might have been in the chat, because I was going to ask him when's the next one going to be.
Well, that's it. Hopefully, he will drop in tonight. Now, we can't say for certain, but, Nick does have a habit of dropping in unannounced, so
and
it'll be a pleasure to see him.
And no, Gav, I didn't buy a new gun, so no, I haven't told my wife about it.
Gavin didn't say anything about buying one.
I haven't got a new gun.
Yes, we know.
I am going to buy Gav a big wooden spoon, though.
Yeah. So then, guys, while we drop into where you can go and play this weekend, if you are interested in going out and playing, those of you that were playing this weekend, how are you feeling? Right, and while you're sorting your answers out and deciding how you are, we'll drop into where you can go and play this weekend. For those that may be first time viewers, I normally give a shout out to where people can go and play this weekend in the hopes that I'm able to drive some interest towards sites. If not, then I don't. But even if I don't, it's some free advertising to those sites that may get somebody. You never know. So first off, there is a walk-on game being held at Driverwood Paintball. This was given a shout out. This was I was informed of this by Gareth Homewood, and this is Driverwood's second birthday. If you want to go down and play it, it is £40 including a box of paint, or £20 with bring your own. A hot lunch is included. Pyro is available on the day. There is also PowerPoints for those social media junkies that are going to be on site. So if your phone happens to die, you can get yourself along and charge your phone. There is also, they've just had the kitchen refitted, and there is 7 game zones, as well as a host of other things that are listed. I'm not going to go into full details, though. Anything that we talk about here is linked down below in the description. Next up, there is also, I don't have much information on a couple of these, but there is a walk-on at Weekend Warriors Paintball in Reading. This is this coming Sunday. I don't have any prices for that or anything. There is also, thank you Martello for this one, a walk-on at On Target Games at Collington, which is in Cornwall. This coming Saturday. It is £15 with bring your own paint. And the final one that I've got to give a shout out is Paintball Park Kidderminster's big walk-on, which is this coming Sunday, which has no entry fee, which is fantastic. But it is site paint only, so that's where they kind of get you, lure you in with the freeness and get your paint. The paint is £40 if you want to buy a box of Tomahawk Zero. It's £45 if you want to buy a box of Tomahawk Competition or GI 3-star. Unfortunately, no first strike is permitted on site, but Magfed players are welcome. There is also a free Domino's lunch if you book in online, or it's an extra £5 on the day. There is a list of there is a whole host of other things that are available if you want to go and play Paintball Park Kidderminster. But again, I'm not going to go into full details. There will be more details if you follow the links in the description down below, though. Right now, Albert, your turn.
Yeah, OMG are holding Red Hammer Seize the Day at Sunnybridge. Tickets are available at paintballeventuk.com. Site only paint. There is catering on site, and tickets, from what I can gather, are going fast because a lot of the ticket packages are now sold out for certain parts. Like if you want to go sniper now, that is sold out for both factions. But yeah, you're best off going on the actual paintballeventuk.com for all the different packages that they're doing.
I believe with the OMG game, snipers are actually the only group that are actually permitted to shoot first strike, especially with it being it's an MOD site, so it has to be cleaned up after the event, which is why it is site paint only, and you will primarily be shooting clear paint. But if you do happen to be one of the lucky purchasers of a sniper ticket, you can shoot first strike rounds. However, I believe the rules are that it has to be bolt action only, so no semi-autos.
Also, I noticed that if you were at Paint Fest and you still kept the ticket, you can get in a bit cheaper to Red Hammer.
Oh, right. No, I didn't know that one.
Yes. Yep. £65 for the ticket with 500 paintballs. Paint Fest overdose. So if you must have your ticket from Paint Fest, and you can get in for 65 quid with 500 paintballs.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, that's quite a nice one, that to run on from the previous event. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
Oh, Colin's in the chat.
Aha! Wow, welcome there, Colin. Right. I hope everything's going okay. Sorry, I just had to have a quick drink there. Right, let's have a quick look. What did we say? What's people saying? Richie Bourne, Nicky T is traveling to the US to play the Iron City Classic with the Russians, so not sure if he can join tonight, guys. Well, that's unfortunate for us, but quite cool for him. But does that man ever take a break? He's either constantly working or he's appearing on streams with like here, and he's doing his own stuff, making his own content, going and playing paintball. The man is a machine.
And I noticed he put a stream up yesterday, didn't he, about bunkering? I was like,
Yeah, that was it. It was quite a good little tutorial. I believe this was a lot of the footage was taken from one of his actual training sessions as well.
Yes.
So it's not even like it's all set up to do to sort of show things in the best light. He's actually coaching real players in the video to then put up on YouTube, which I really like. You're actually seeing people making the mistakes and then correcting them as the video goes on. I really like that.
I noticed Ian Slater's saying, evening all, fantastic playing against you guys the weekend. I agree with Albert. I haven't had so much in ages. That last game against the Yorkshire Bands, that was the best game of the weekend.
Yeah.
I was on the sidelines absolutely buzzing because we were 4 up and we only had 1 left on the field. And then that one guy took all the other 4 out. I went from a massive high to nearly
crashing,
nearly assaulting a tree.
Well, yeah, that was it. That was devastating. That, and I thought we didn't know what the count was. At least I didn't know what the kill count was. And with the fact that we're getting all the way down, I can't remember who it was that grabbed the flag. I'm not sure if it was Sai.
Simon, yes.
Yeah, Sai had grabbed the flag, and it was just, I remember shouting, it's just, we didn't know if there was even players in, so it's just spray the field, just lay down paint, make sure Sai can get back, and he's not going to get shot. And I'm keep checking over my shoulder, making sure he's running back okay, and all of a sudden he just went hit and dropped the flag. And, oh, shit. the behind where, oh no. The right-hand side of the field for us must have gone. So I don't know how there was actually 2 players had come up the middle. That were now behind were, and I'm not sure if it was me that shot him or if it was maybe somebody further on my right hand side. Once we had turned round, somebody got one of them, and then the second one clipped me, and then proceeded to just take the rest of it out. It was devastating.
Big style.
Yeah,
that would have been us into 3rd place as well.
Yeah, that was gutting that. We could have actually had a podium position.
Yep.
But
still a brilliant game though.
Yep.
Really
was. Yes, Ian, I do have my Yorkshire Bands pin on, and I do also have my Yorkshire Bands sticker here. Oh, it survived.
Ian, no need to see sorry, mate. It was an absolute buzzing game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was the best game of the whole weekend.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. That was actually the game where I got speed checked by one of the refs when I was shooting the EMEC. Yeah, they didn't believe that it was a mechanical.
Right, you can get some speed up on them EMECs. I was ripping with it. I swear to God, it was brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I haven't looked at any of my footage yet, and I'm really hoping that the clip actually came out on that video as well. So hopefully, I'll actually have the video of the refs coming over and going, "Can I check your gun?" And then I'm only getting 7 balls a second out of it.
Did you watch the live feed on Facebook with Nicky T mentioned about your ghetto? He's got a camcorder strapped to the side of it.
It's not that bad. Come on. And the only reason it's got elastic bands around it was to actually make sure that I could use the smaller case. And which, thank you, Dr. Rush, for suggesting that. That worked fantastic all weekend. It even kept rain out, which I was very surprised about. But, right. We'll drop a little bit further down in the comments here. So, here comes the killer tabs. Not today, Ben. When I'm on Google Hangouts, the tabs don't seem to affect the performance.
No, yeah, it's strange. It's strange that though. I wonder if it's something to do with Chrome.
No, I think it's just the fact that when I'm running OBS and things like that, the CPU on my laptop struggles to run everything in one go. Apparently, Google Hangouts isn't as bad on the. Apparently, Google Hangouts isn't as bad on CPU usage.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you noticed what Liam's just put?
Yes, I saw that. The chat just dropped to the bottom, and so Richie says still in the massive high from GCC. Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that I am too. Ian says everyone was fantastic playing against you guys this weekend. Agreed with Albert. Haven't had that much fun. And yes, I think you already read that one out, didn't you? I totally agree, Ian. Richie says best weekend of paintball I've had, and yes, totally agree. It was fantastic. Getting to be on a sort of a tournament field again felt amazing to me. Barker says Senny Bridge, then exclamation mark. Yes, Senny Bridge, woo! While we're at it though, Barker, congratulations on 100,000 subscribers. It is fantastic to see another paintballer make it to that amount, and that is, I expect that we're going to see an unboxing of your silver plaque at some point as well. When it turns up, because I know YouTube aren't actually overly keen on sending them out. But definitely, congratulations, man.
Yeah.
It was also a pleasure to meet you.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't even realise till Dexter pointed it out after you had walked off who we were standing talking to. I was like...
I think it was kind of actually us, in all fairness, that wandered off after we got drinks.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm not actually that good in social situations, believe it or not.
Colin, their mounds were not the perfect height for me. I could, believe it or not, but not what Nikki T said. I could see over the top of them without having to jump. I was not jumping up and down like a whack-a-mole, as he put on Facebook. I could see over the top of them.
Well, are you sure?
Yes, and I am not as wide as them. Thank you, Damo.
I think, yes, that's a bit unfair, that one. Colin said, going much smoother now. Yeah, that's fantastic to hear, Colin. We haven't gone into details about what's going on with you. We thought we were going to leave that for you to say what you want to say. We'll leave it at that, though. As you said before there, Albert, I'm stumbling over myself again. Ian says, sorry, fellas. Nope, it was
brilliant.
Worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Fantastic. Although, unless, Ian, was it you? Were you the last guy in? Because if that's the case, then yeah, screw you, mate. Sorry. Richie's saying, agree, Albert, that Bants game was brilliant. It was.
Yeah.
That, I think the only game that, for me, felt better than that one was probably that game against Venom on the Saturday afternoon. It was the one and only game that it wasn't raining during, and we just ploughed through them. And it was a shame that
was that not the Clan?
No, that was Venom. It was the last game of the day on the Wednesday.
Because I thought the Saturday we only won one game, didn't we?
No, we won 2 games.
Right.
We won the first game out was against the Clan in the woods, and then our last game was against Venom on the concept field.
Right, sorry.
Yeah, right. No need to be sorry. But that felt really good, and that was the one game where I wore the mask that didn't have a peak on it and had a tinted lens and all that sort of stuff, and I didn't get any damn photos of us.
No, they were all taking the Gassy, weren't they? You in a right little poser on that concept field, weren't you, Gassy?
That's it, I couldn't believe that when I was sitting in the back left, and all of a sudden I saw Gassy run from the back centre all the way across the field to the mid front left. I'm sorry, it was the mid, the front left. Yeah, about the left 50 or something. He just ran across the field. Like, what's going on here?
It's like Damo, trying not to swear. All my days, Albert's at the 50. That if that wasn't live on Facebook, it wouldn't have been all my days. That's for sure.
Yep. Yeah, probably wouldn't have been. No. What else we've got? Gav says he was the last man on the right to go. That must be for that last game. So I kind of wonder at what point I want to know how those guys got through. They must have gone around on the left hand, on what would have been on our right hand side.
Did they not go down through the trench through the rhododendrons where Andy
could have
go? I think because I think that's who shot Andy out, and then they passed, and then they went up past Andy.
Yeah,
I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
where he was, where two of the predators nearly stood on him.
Yeah. was that not when he was eating right in the far end trench? Because there was another trench right on the far side of the field.
No, because that's where I was.
Oh, right.
Me and Gav, me and Richie would go, every game we went far on the tape into the rhododendrons.
Yeah.
So depending on which side we started at, we were always in the rhododendrons, and I used to always go right up to that far trench, covering that far trench, and then Richie used to be just a little bit behind me. Then there was Andy, and then Gav, and then the other Andy, Will, Chan, and yourself used to go the other side where there was not so much cover, but you could run where we couldn't run. So we went where the heavy, thick cover was.
Yeah, and kind of dug in a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an interesting field because it felt like from one end you had you felt like from one end you had very little cover when you were heading up.
Yeah.
But you had good shots
from the bottom end of the field.
Obviously I didn't play the other side, so I'm just talking from the side that I played, which was like more sort of the spectator side of the woodland field. So one side you had good shots and you didn't have very many bunkers, but you had nice clear runs to them. But from the other end of the field you had more bunkers, but then you struggled to get good shots through all the trees.
Yeah, it was really thick rhododendrons. It was hard to see. You could see the balls coming at you, but you couldn't see the people. It was a matter of just digging in and keeping their heads down so they couldn't move on you.
Yeah. But I think there was quite a big sort of fork tree with a little bit of a bunker on it, bunker up the side of it, on the spectator side of the field. And Will, when he was getting in that, he was playing that brilliantly. I think I'm not sure was it the Preds where he held off about 3 of them by himself for quite a while in the game.
Who, Andy?
No, Will.
Oh, Will.
I know Andy shot like 3 of them.
Yeah, we heard a few times. Yeah. No, Gav, he didn't say I was older than 50. That's you. Just seeing where we're up to.
Gassy says, welcome, Albert. It would have been better if you'd cleaned it before returning it.
I did clean the outside. There was nothing I could do about the bolt bit.
Albert, we're gonna have to teach you about like a bit about bunker maintenance.
I did clean the outside. I did.
Yeah. That's, I mean, the EMEC, it's pretty much just a case of unscrew the back, stick a fluffy down through, screw the bolt back in. And
I didn't fancy doing that in the middle of a table. If it was a matter of me taking it away, yes, he would have hit it back immaculate. Yeah. But I do not like taking guns apart at events. I always lose stuff. So when I clean a gun, I have my rubber mat down with all my little tubs. So that screw goes in that tub, that screw goes in that tub.
Yeah.
On the kitchen table, I never ever you will never ever see me field strip a gun.
Yeah, I have been there a few times. Yeah. Liam says he can print us a 3D print us a case for my camera. I'm not sure how easy that would be, Liam. It's got a few moving parts on it and stuff, and I don't know. I reckon you probably could though. Thanks very much for the offer. I may consider that once that case breaks even more. I do actually have a secondary case for it, but the front of it is like out there, so it's not fantastic. Colin says, was nice and to have the mounts perfect height for you.
He wasn't there. You weren't there, Colin, so you can't see. Maybe next year when you're actually there.
Yeah. That's it. I'm assuming that the mounds are going to become a permanent structure, like a permanent feature of the game zones.
The mounds actually came to there on me.
Mm-hmm. And some of them were higher and some of them were smaller as well.
Yeah, but the highest one was there. They looked a lot higher because of all the growth on the top, but you could shoot through that.
Yeah,
which I'd quite regularly do. Or if you were like me, I would shoot. Every time I went for the mountains, I always had a ref standing over the top of me. So at one point, I was shooting through the ref's legs.
Why not?
I was like,
It,
time. I was like, why is it you'd stand on top of the bunker I was at? I felt like saying, just tell them where I am, mate.
Yeah.
Literally, if you've noticed, when I'm moving down, he runs and follows me and stands on top of the bloody bunker.
Mm.
I was like, oh my Lord.
Well, let's face it. I think they were probably keeping an eye on you because they didn't think we would do as well as we did.
Checking to make sure I wasn't wiping.
Yeah, that's it.
I did not once.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree. There was the closest I came to playing on or cheating or anything was the first game we had on the concept field, and it was Will and Chan were both running off the break. I was going back left, and I set off towards the back left bunker, and I thought I'll probably be able to walk it in. So I'm firing down the field, and all of a sudden I got like a splat of paint just across my mask. That wasn't a hit, but where the hell did that come from? I dropped down on the floor, and I'm like looking at the ref to the sideline, going like, there's photos of us like pointing at me goggles, going like, is that a hit? And it was all up the side of my hopper. It wasn't until like I kind of moved my hand because I'm like looking for the shot, and the ref went, on your gun. And, oh shit. Yeah.
It was a bit of a shame when we got pulled for the colour of the jerseys. Like I must admit, that was a bit of a because it happened to me, it happened to Simon, and it happened to Andy, just because of the bright green writing on the tops. Like you say, I think we're going to have to be a bit more savvy with the marshals and just mention them. There is no bright green paint being used. So well, if you see bright,
what I was wondering is, I mean, because if you notice you'll have seen that the player from Joy Division actually rubbed mud all over his jersey.
Might be worth doing that.
Yeah. It was. I don't think it was even the first game, so I'm kind of wondering, did something like that happen to them as well?
Maybe.
Because obviously there was actually yellow paint being
used. He was lately in front of us, wasn't he?
He was rubbing mud up and down his arms, across his top and everything, just for to try and dull down the yellow. Which I can totally understand, because I mean obviously the yellow is a very bright colour, and if you get hit with yellow paint, it's not going to show out but straight away. If a ref sees it cross field as well. But yeah, so I think that might be something that has to be done in future. It's not something that I like the idea of doing, but maybe.
The Lee Hunters put the GCC was a blast. We'll be there. Be there next year. Hopefully, yeah, definitely. I will be definitely going. I'm hoping they're going to do more than one a year.
Yeah,
there was talk of Nottingham, wasn't there? Because they have a hyperball field at Nottingham, and there's talk of being a game there as well.
Yeah, that's it. I remember it being mentioned. I think it was over the weekend, but I can't remember who mentioned it.
Yeah.
So it would be nice if that actually happened, because that Nottingham's the site that District 10 was held at, isn't it?
Yes, that's the one. Yep. Yeah, because they have a because we didn't actually use the hyperball field at District 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a hyperball field there. So that would be we've definitely interesting.
Yeah. And I'm sure something could probably be done there then, yeah.
Ian said it wasn't him. He's too old, too slow for that kind of shenanigans.
In that case, that's fair enough, then, Ian. Your apology is accepted.
Yeah, Richie said the Clan was the first game on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Gav said we have to use less of the R word.
Well, Gav, I'm afraid that I'm going to have to actually get out and do some more exercise, because I actually felt pretty good, and I wasn't that out of breath in most games, but I still feel like I do a better job. So if I'm ever going to play with these again, then I feel like I need to actually get my fitness up a bit more.
Yeah, cheers, Simon. Like I said, I wouldn't field strip and go on Simon O'Brien's, but I have Alan Keys you could have borrowed, Albert. He ain't field stripping and going, especially on them damp, wet, muddy tables. There would have been more mud inside the gun than before it started.
Yeah.
But I apologise, Cassie. If I borrow a gun of you next time, it will be immaculate.
Well, I suppose you gotta take care of it.
Gassie's rubbing the salt in, saying we had more people watching us on the OAP live than this stream.
That's not very nice. And how
we did have 21 people watching us on the live stream.
Yeah, and that's it. It did have a fair amount of people drop in and look. Yeah, but that was a great game as well. Yeah, I do think I could have made some better choices when we were playing that one, but I think all in all, I didn't do too bad. I don't think.
Yeah, Martello's put partly why I didn't go inside the woodland area to take picks, given position away isn't great. Yeah, you're right there, mate. I was like,
yeah,
it was this one Marshall, and every time I played the concept field, he was like he was attached to me with elastic.
Yeah. We've currently got 14 people watching. I think 14 isn't too bad.
I think you're right about the mud on the Joy Division player, and Simon's agreed with him. Yeah, Nicky's thinking about a 10-man hyperball at Nottingham. That was
awesome.
That would be good.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what?
And you're out. Just wondering what Gav's put. Strange.
In the entire time that I've been playing paintball, I've never played a true hyperball field. I've played like the speed field that they've got at Lancaster Leisure, where it's mostly made of tires, and I've played the concept field down at NPF. I've played Woodsball fields, I've played urban fields, I've played tournament fields, but I've never played a true hyperball field with the whole sort of like the ridge tubes and all.
I haven't played it at a tournament, but I've played it in a punter game a long time ago. Couldn't tell you what side it was, but it wasn't in the northeast. I know that.
Yeah,
it was one of the very first games I ever played playing bowling.
Yeah,
and that was on a hyperball field.
Oh, cool. But the thing is, when did you start playing Albert?
Oh God, I'll have to think about that one. I'll get back to you.
No worries. But because I mean, at one time, I think hyperball fields seemed to be a pretty regular occurrence, but it was, I suppose, because at the time we didn't really have the inflatables that we do now. I mean, if it was probably, could it have been before the sort of the all-in-one tournament fields? Where you literally, they're like a bouncy castle with the tubes running between.
No, it wouldn't have been that late. This was just a field down south somewhere. We went for some, if I remember rightly, I think it was a stag do, and we were fun today, and that was one of the fields, was a hyperball field.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Gassy says, bump up, it was more of a stagger damble than a true run. Well, that's pretty much how I felt as well, yeah. Yeah, just kind of bimble along to the next bunker. Gav says they came right tight on the tape. Yeah. The Bants really played that game well. Yeah. So as Ian says, I think what we really needed, Albert, was a couple of badges that said, I was spanked by the Bants.
Yes, definitely.
That was twice that they did over.
Yes, they absolutely murdered us on the concept field.
Yeah.
I mean, that was on my offence, that was the day I got pulled for the bright orange, for the bright green on my arm. But I think they only lost about 2 players on the concept field, and they actually,
But were they our first game on the concept field?
Yes.
So that was the first time any of us had actually been on the concept field. Yep. And it was also would have been maybe it's our second game that we'd ever play together. Because
I'm not too sure. It might have been, because we had one game in the field, which was against the clan, which we won. And then I think our next game was the concept field. Yeah. Yeah, hyperball was kind of late 90s. It was before Super. Yeah, so I roughly worked it out to be 1997, give or take a few years, when I was there. So, yeah. I used to remember playing in 1998 to 1999. Yeah, probably somewhere around there. Yeah, somewhere around that area. I know it was one of the very first times I ever played. Let's have a look.
Richie says they killed him and Andy in the roadies.
Yeah. But they got me first because I was furthest forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit naff, but it was just all right, unfortunate, but it happens, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gassy said he's only teasing. Simon, yeah, you're right. He's going, no, you're lucky you'd have lost the bolt. Yeah, you're right, mate. That's why I don't strip guns.
Yeah.
It all went, just exploded on me, and then I'll be on my hands and knees in that mud all day.
Yeah.
OAPs was the choice standing at the tower right next to Martello was definitely the right one. Oh, is that when you got all your photos took? Yeah.
Yeah.
Poser.
Yeah, that was gnashing straight across the field there. That was a big move, that mine, Gassy.
Yeah, Ben's put the one at Skirmish is a good field to play.
Yeah.
And Gassy said he's played Hyperball at Nottingham.
Mm-hmm.
So has Richie.
Yeah.
Gav's never played Hyperball.
Yeah, he says played speedball and arena ball, but never hyperball. Right. Well, that's definitely two of them.
Yeah, Liam, I don't know. Do they do a 10-man? I'm not sure.
Not sure.
No,
the thing is, though, have they? Well, I would imagine that if they've been doing a 10-man, they've probably been doing it just with something along the lines of like Millennium cap or something like that, with Electros and whatever's going, because obviously the whole sort of mech tournaments is a relatively newish thing, isn't it? So I know that there's been like the Mechanical Masters has been going for maybe 2 years now, but I suppose it depends on how long Skirmish have actually been doing a 10-man event. But it's if they're already running one or running something along those lines, that could be a perfect sort of opportunity for them to blend in with the GCC.
Yeah, definitely.
Hyperball came 98-ish, according to Ben.
Yeah, like I say, it was only rough maths. So it could have been before or after. I know it was that long ago. I can't remember if I was 22 or 23-ish. So I worked it out to be 1997, but these guys are more than likely right. I could have been a bit older. I just remember going down for shows a stag do.
Aye.
In a site somewhere down in Nottingham and playing it. Yeah, it was one of the very first punting games I ever played.
Yeah. See, my first punter game was a game of Delta Force at the local site in Cramlington, and it was dirty.
Yeah, Gav's put the BZ Grizzlies were the only team to play with a pump gun over the weekend.
Damn right. Yeah, that was it. If it hadn't been for the fact that I was like trying to put on my best performance, I would have been tempted to have joined you.
Yeah, same here. If we hadn't have done so well on the Saturday and ended up in the nearly pro league, I was going to break out my pump gun as well.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, I don't want to do that, and then me be the reason why we don't do well on the Sunday. So that's why I stuck with the mech.
Yeah.
Mind them mechs are just something else. They really are. They're more than a £200 gun.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, I've got a video that I'm working on at the minute. I'm supposed to be working on at the minute to kind of review the Planet Eclipse EMech, and that's one of my thoughts as well. You're getting too much marker for £200, and I shouldn't be saying that because we want cheap markers that are good and reliable, but I can't. Yeah.
You've got that, you stick a decent barrel on it, stick a decent hopper on it,
and
you've got a really good gun. Why would you want to go out and buy the M170R? It proves a point where Planet Eclipse, the sandbaggers, were using G-Mex on the weekend. They weren't even using their new gun, the new mechanical one they just brought out, the M170R. They were using G-Mex.
Yeah, well, that was it. I mean, there was players all over the place with EMEX.
Yep.
Because it's a bloody great gun.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the last game that we played against the Bants on the Sunday, I got speed checked because this ref, he just came over and he says, "Ref, player, can I check your gun?" and took me gun off us. Well, yeah, of course. So I'm standing there, and I says, "What's the matter?" And he just went, just let us check this. So he put it over the chronograph that another ref had come running over, they put it over a chronograph, and he's going, I'm only getting 7 balls out of it. And so they fired a few shots over to make sure it was firing the right velocity, and then he starts yarking the trigger, and what's up against? Oh, it sounded like a machine gun. And right, just give us it here, and I fanned the trigger a little bit, and you went, all right then, and that's ran like you went okay, and that ran off, but
yeah, I find being able to auto trigger on a pump really does help when you're trying to fire a mech fast.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to help you because you're used to pulling, not just holding the trigger. You've got to physically pull the trigger, and you're using a single trigger, not a double trigger, so you're not used to walking it. So it does help when you go to a mechanical side. If you have a single trigger and you're used to playing with a pump, it does help with your speed, like for definite.
Well, that's it. I mean, the other aspect is pump triggers are generally a bit heavier.
Yes.
So you're not used to like lightweight triggers that you have on, say, the Egos or DMs or anything like that. You're used to a bit of a heavier trigger pull anyway. Bye.
And yes, I know, Colin, I did correct myself. I said G-Mech.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the G-Mech as well. Yeah. I can't say I noticed many of them, but I've got every faith that there was actually players running around with those as well.
Right. Because, and also in the weather we were in, and they were faultless.
Well, I did have a couple of problems with mine, but it was never anything major. I had a couple of issues with balls jamming. I was saying it on the day, but how long's the die rotor been out now? For maybe it's about 7-8 years.
Yeah, something like that.
In all that time, and I mean, I've hammered my rotor over the years. And all the time that I've owned that, I've had before this weekend, it had jammed on us once. And because of the bad weather conditions, the paint had swollen up a bit, and I had some jams this weekend. There was also the marker burped at one point as well, but I'm not actually sure what was the cause of that. There was, paint was ringing all over, but that was because the barrel was wet on the marker.
Yeah, I had real serious problems, but that was me barrel.
Yeah, that's it. I can't actually fault the marker on its performance. It did what the marker is supposed to do. It was my issues were mostly paint issues, but that's not the marker's fault. That is me having a speed feed on my hopper and having, like not covering the porting on my barrel and things like that. That's not something I can really fault the marker for.
Yeah, Richie Bones put there, he ran with a CVO shocker, was flawless all weekend. Yeah, but how much are one of them CVOs, though, Richie?
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. But I even think that the E-Mech looks good. It's not like, you get some mech alternatives where they look a bit, they've just
run off the ether, haven't they, really?
Well, yeah, that's it, I suppose.
You can even see where the battery's supposed to go. They've still even got the draw there, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. They are, like, for 200 quid. I mean, there's something else, like, they definitely are.
Yeah. Well, I love the fact as well that the PAL loader, I mean, I never actually got to use the PAL loader because I didn't. The first time I used the E-Mech, I didn't actually have the loader. The second opportunity I got to use the E-Mech, I was using my rotor because I wanted to make sure that I had a constant feed, with the rotor being a direct feed and the being a force feed, and the PAL loader being an agitated feed. I wanted to make sure that I had that constant stream of paint. And but you can't. It's an agitated loader, so it's not going to potentially jam up. It's going to keep your paint moving in your marker. But it's like 15 quid. You're getting an agitated loader that works in harmony with the marker, that can actually be used as a loader by itself anyway. For 15 quid. You can have yourself a marker and hopper setup with a hopper that's not going to jam. For 215 quid.
Stick a Steely on there and you're laughing.
Yeah, that's it. You can have yourself a setup that is ready to be taken on field for about 250 quid. Brand new, literally brand new.
I've got to agree with Gassy and Richie there. Like, the 3-star was flawless. Like, it was spot on. It was just the weather condition. I was getting some balls going off, but that was purely because of the water in my barrel. It wasn't down to 3-star. Like, thanks to BZ, that paint was flawless. It was really good.
Yeah, it was only, well, the paint issues that I had, it was the paint when you got out the bag was perfect.
Yep.
But then because it was sitting in my hopper and stuff between games, that was when I was then having issues. So that was, there was just that much moisture in the air
Oh,
that I was changing headbands pretty much between each game just to try and keep myself dry. And
yeah.
the umbrella that I bought was one of the best purchases I've made at a paintball event in years. The fact that just being able to walk around with that for most of the day on Saturday and Sunday, it just kept it so much water off us. I was a lot drier. It meant that I was able to go out in the fields and not fog up or anything as well.
Yeah, like I said, Gassy was just saying there he saw loads of teams shooting porridge. I mean, yeah, the 3-star was definitely the right call.
Yes.
I mean, I think well, I don't want to name teams, but yeah, there was a lot of teams having problems with their paint. I noticed that when I was walking around the setup area, there was a lot of teams like changing paint. Had real problems, but yeah, it was definitely the right call. Without that 3-star.
Yeah, I do think, as good as the event was, I think if it had been the same sort of temperature, but we'd lost if they take the rain out of the question, the event would have been so much better again.
Oh yeah,
but that's not to say that I didn't enjoy the event as it was.
Oh no, I'd do it again tomorrow.
Yes, yeah,
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And I apart from the little bit of woods ball tournament that BZ put on, that would have been what 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
it's the first proper tournament I've ever been in, and I absolutely loved it. It was I'm still on a massive buzz from it. I just love the idea of not having to walk for 40 minutes to find a firefight, and then being took out and having to be walked back for another 40 minutes.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, scenario games have that place, and it's great being able to play for a full weekend, and you get loads of time in on the game zones and stuff.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stop.
Oh yeah,
I'm in a scenario game at the end of the next month. I'm going to Mayhem.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Well, this is it. But playing scenario games, there will always be a place for. I will always play scenario games, and it's I think it was in one of Nicky T's interviews I did. It may have even been a couple of them, or it may have been Martello. I'm not sure. It was somewhere else where there was somebody talking to someone else. Like one of the streams or something I've watched, where they're saying like paintballers don't retire; they move to the woods, and I do think that's very, very true. There comes a point where you just go, right, that's it. I've had enough of playing tournaments. I'm going to go and play in the woods.
Yeah, sorry.
I was
just answering Simon O'Brien's question. No, Simon, when you all played the UWL, I didn't play. That's when that was when Shoreline did a tournament in the woods. No, I didn't play. I heard all about it, but I never ever played it. I can't remember the reason why. It's probably I couldn't get time off work.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't play the Ultimate Woods League.
Yeah, that was it. It was the Ultimate Woods Ball League, I believe. And Gav says, don't forget Tony started in the woods, which is very, very true, yeah. I mean, from the moment there was two people picked up guns, they went, "Oh, we could turn this into an event." But yeah, it's I love the fast the faster turnaround on when you're playing sort of like tournament games and stuff. And I mean, obviously there was still a lot of time between games for this event, but with only having the two fields and the amount of teams that were involved in it, that's kind of to be expected.
I didn't find that bad, to be quite honest.
Oh yeah, I mean, it wasn't ridiculous.
It give me time if we were on off for the 2 days. I'd have been the first day. I'd have been dead.
Yeah, well, that's the
thing. The breaks in between. Some of the breaks were a little bit too long. I must admit. Some of them were a little bit too long, and I was starting to get bored. But when we only had that 20-minute to half an hour break, that was brilliant. And then you felt like you were going back on the field, and you were excited to be back on, and you had
Yes.
energy you weren't, oh God, not again, and I'm knackered. You know what I mean? You had the energy to play the game.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally agree.
That's going from my perspective, with my age. You know what I mean? I can't play full on every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But with a half-hour break being in between, it was and like this is the first time I've absolutely really enjoyed the game of paintball, but I'm not physically knackered and walking around like a bloody penguin.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, I'm actually quite surprised at how good I actually felt on Monday. You know, that what even granted, I was taking things a lot more serious when I used to play tournament ball myself. But I can remember like being absolutely destroyed for like nearly a full week after a tournament when I used to play with Newcastle Lockdown, and there was I actually played Race the 2 format with where I guested for the clan back probably like it would be the early 2010s. Maybe in like 2011, 2012. And that was a case of in out. You know, you had like a minute between games, and that was it. Was you had a big you went out and you were playing against a certain team, and it was once you'd done your games with that team, you then had a bit longer, but between the points, you literally had like 1 minute. And that was knackering because we only had 5 players, but there was a lot of other teams had like 10 players and stuff, so they could rotate the teams between points. But we went out and we just did it all ourselves, and that was knackering.
I must admit, I would like to say a big thank you to the referees the weekend. Them poor buggers couldn't get under tents and dry off like I did. They were there all the time. I don't think they had enough refs to even swap, so one could have a break. And the conditions were they were terrible. And like I say, 100% thank you to the refs. They did an amazing job in disgusting conditions, and for me, they were the biggest stars of the of the Grand Central Classic. 100%.
Well, that's it. The refs, they always get the for lack of a better phrase, they always get the shitty end of the stick. If it's boiling hot weather, you know, everyone else is under the tents while the refs are out in the field all day. You know, if it's raining, everyone else is under the tents and the refs are out in the field all day. They, you know, that a lot of the time they're not getting massive amounts of money for the fact that they're on field all day. They put in a lot of good work, and as well as having to deal with whatever the conditions are, they're also getting abused all day.
Yes, certain teams, like it happened this weekend. There were some teams taking it really
far too serious,
and there was a lot of heated exchanges between players and refs, which I think was wrong. The ref told me I was out. I might have. I think the one time I went, "Hey," and he goes, "On your pack." All right, I'm off. Walked. That was the only time I actually even, and that's not even really back answering a ref. I didn't hear. I went, "Hey," and he repeated, "Hit your pack." I didn't even argue him. Hand up the air, and I was off.
Yep, that's it. It's not worth arguing there and then. I mean, it is devastating at times when, you know, if you're getting yourself into a good position and the ref goes, "You hit," off, really, and it's like, there's a green patch on your jersey. Like, there's loads of green patches on my jersey. It's the design, but you don't say that. You just go off and then if it's been something really bad, I mean, it could have really affected the scores or something like that. If you know, the game could have gone completely the other way had you not been pulled out at that point. The only thing you can really do is say to the ref, or say to your team captain, "Look, this is what's happened. You can see I've got no paint on us," and then they can go and speak the ultimate after the game. That's all you can do.
I mean, I forgot what I was going to say now.
But yeah, if there does happen to be any of the refs that are watching this, the Tiny Man is finally.
Yeah, definitely. If any of the referees are on here, I'd like to say big thank you to you. Definitely 100%. We couldn't play the game we like without you.
No,
and also
they still a job.
And also to the photographers, because I know Martello, one of his cameras went down. You know, and after the last time when we were talking to him, I didn't realize how much money these poor guys put into taking posing photos of us.
Posing photos of Gassy running across the field.
Yeah, you know, big thank you to Cheryl, to Martello, to
Lucia Wood. There was Snap and Shoot Soho. Yeah, Rich Whitebar.
Yeah. Big thank you to all of them.
With the scenario game.
What's that?
Rich only covered the scenario game.
He
as
didn't
far
only cover the scenario game. He did actually take a couple of photos on there's at least a couple of photos of Sai on Rich's photos.
All right.
He did take some photos
I never
of
saw him.
Yep. He did actually take some photos of the tournament.
I think I was playing the mounds. There's only one photo of me, and that's when I'm walking off with and I've been gogged.
Yeah, I think that's actually quite a good profile picture. That one there, though.
Well, I'm gogged.
Yeah. No, but even then, it's a good picture. But yeah.
Do you not think we had the best calls as well instead of
yes
instead of G1? You had everybody shouting G1.
Whoa, Albert! Don't let people be knowing what code.
Yeah, but I definitely think we had the.
Yeah.
When I sat out, right, when you were on the concept field, I don't know what game it was, but I sat out of one of the concept, and I could hear people giggling. What are they shouting? And they were like, and they were saying it, and they were like, you could hear people giggling, laughing.
Yeah.
Every time you said it, it was mainly the lads, like, but yeah, they were giggling when they could hear what we were shouting.
Yeah. But that's it. It's you see, that's something that's a big thing for me. I want to make people smile. I want to make people laugh.
Yeah. That referee at the last game, that lass, I don't think she could say call on for just laughing at us because it was just constant banter, and the poor lass was crying.
Yeah.
No, I was not gogged every game, Colin.
Yeah, Colin. It would have actually been really good if we could have had you there because I think like, being able to shoot straight over the top of the double stacked IBCMs would have been yeah, just look straight over the top of them there, mate. You'd have been golden. But
I must admit that they were. I did like the idea that he had some small barriers and then also large ones for the larger people, but like then double. The double
IBCMs. Yeah. So, sorry, he's sometimes barrel tagged.
Is that Colin by any chance?
Yes.
No, Colin, if you can sit in the chat, then why don't you come on stream and argue your point?
Mm-hmm. Seeing you weren't even there.
But yeah, it was an absolutely fantastic event, and I can't wait for the next one.
I think they should have had a prize for the best tops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will you shout a bit louder?
But yeah, I do think that I definitely think the Grizzlies had the best tops at the event.
Oh yes, definitely 100%.
Yeah.
Paul Banks reckons they could sell them about 20 times over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this the family out into the kitchen?
Should we get the full family on stream, Albert?
Well, yeah. All we need now is the dog.
Actually, where's the dog? Is it an imaginary dog like mine?
Oh, no, she's about somewhere. No, I can lift mine up to the screen.
I can lift mine up to the screen as well. I just have to use two hands.
You just get a hernia.
Yeah.
Albert, you spud. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Show her your new gun. I haven't got a new gun, Gavin.
Yes, he has. He has.
Stop taking the pee.
Oh.
Was only 400 quid.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey! Shut up.
Check his bank account.
I'm glad I've got the earphones on. She can't hear what you're saying.
It's on Facebook. I'll message her.
No, my dog isn't a hamster.
I've got an idea. I'll just type it on the screen and then start talking so it comes up on his monitor. Albert paid 400 quid.
Somebody's put it. Albert sleeping on the sofa. All right, I'm sleeping in the shed.
Oh, well, you'll have
I've got mine for winning the fart competition. Yeah, right, Gav, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, the farting competition.
Mm.
Yeah, for the best pump.
Yep. A pump for a pump.
Yeah, like Gassy was saying, I wonder when the teams start doing away with numbers on the backs of the jerseys. Because I don't know if you noticed, instead of the number on the back of the jersey, we got BZ Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I wonder how many now start scrapping the numbers and have the emblems on the back. Obviously not as good as ours, but...
Well, see, I don't think there'll be many who'll do that because, to be perfectly honest, I don't think there's many teams that actually have as good a logos.
Mm.
The BZ Grizzlies logo is actually a really good logo.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the Preds logo is a relatively simple one. It's an all right logo, but I don't think having the Preds head thing on the back of their jerseys would look as nice.
Did you notice that one of them actually commented about us shouting bread when they were shouting Preds? One of them walked past and went, "I don't find yous funny." He had a smile on his face when he said it, and I looked, and then he smiled and he went, "Preds, bread." And I was because we were shouting back to them when they were in the woods because we were waiting for a game on, and all we heard is 1, 2, 3, Preds, and then I don't know who it was.
Yes,
did they shout bread?
Yeah, that's it. They can't have been that deep into the woods.
Yeah. That wasn't me.
1, 2, 3, Tiger Loaf. Yeah.
Gavin, you went to the event with 2 and came back with 4. Well, you shouldn't be spending all your money then, should you?
Oh, that's blackmailable, isn't it?
She did actually. Colin saying, Albert, to be fair, your missus didn't believe you when I give you a gun. She did actually believe that.
Yeah,
she was taking the mick there, when she shouted, "What gun?"
Bollocks.
She was.
Bollocks.
She was. Yeah. She was.
Yeah. Just keep saying that.
She knows we haven't got the money to buy another gun, so.
Yeah. That's what you keep telling her.
Yeah, what was that? Secret stash.
Yep, the sock drawer. What's hidden in your sock drawer? Yeah.
In the what? Purple what there, Chan?
The purple minion vault.
Purple minion vault. Cheers.
What have I missed then?
Well, Chan, what was your opinion of GCC?
Yep, unbelievable.
Yeah,
like the atmosphere, the gameplay. Fantastic event.
Yeah, I mean, even with the weather being shit, it was still.
Yeah, that was the only thing that could have improved it.
Yeah. Still didn't make it a bad. Didn't make it a bad event. It would, like you say, it improved it. It would have improved it. Sorry, even if it just stopped raining, because it would have been ideal then. Very little, because that was the problem. There was no wind to get rid of the bloody rain.
Yeah. Move it on a bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing would have been the amount of refs that they've managed to field in the woods. I felt that wasn't enough because a certain amount of cheating went on, shall we say.
Well, that happens at all events, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's going to happen regardless.
When you get teams taking it,
nobody on our team cheat.
No,
not true.
So,
but there was, like I say, we covered this before, but there was that many. There was a few teams taking it that serious.
Yes.
And well, it didn't affect us, but when we were playing like Manx, the way they were screaming and shouting at the refs when they were playing against us, I was like, I walked off. I actually thought, Christ, it's going to kick off here, and I stayed back thinking they were going to. But it was just them just shouting at the refs. I think because of you, actual Dex. I think it was you. Did you have a shot on your leg?
I'm not sure. I think at one point I did get hit on my left leg as I was I think it was actually as I was walking off as well.
But it was a dead player screaming at the ref that you'd been shot. Now, you're not supposed to do that. It happened on the concept field as well. If you remember, it proper kicked off on the concept field because one team member was saying who was out was telling the ref, "Oh well, he's out as well," and then some guy in the crowd got involved.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, there was a gazebo got punched by one guy, and I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name teams or anything. Yeah, but there was obviously, I mean, you were there, you saw it as well. But there was an umbrella got thrown by one guy where he was raging out, and there was. I thought that umbrella being thrown was quite
funny actually. We were all giggling, weren't we? like little schoolgirls.
Yeah. there was that, and there was a gazebo got punched, which I'm glad I wasn't in the way of that because it actually bent the gazebo. But yeah, there was a few kickoffs, and it was supposed to be like a sort of a fun. It wasn't supposed to be. It's a really serious event.
That wasn't in our division, was it? So
no. That I think these were the top division players.
Saturday. Like I say, I did see it against us. Again, it was another team pressurizing the ref.
Yep.
But then it never happened on the Sunday. Not one of our games where we were playing in our division. We just saw it in another division. And funnily enough, it was the same teams that were pressurizing the ref when they played us.
Yes.
And like,
Yeah, but I think that's part of the culture of tournament paintball is from the moment you start pulling the trigger, there is players shouting things like on his hopper, check him ref, on his pack, on his gogs, blah, blah, blah.
I must admit, I did see it once, and that was because the ref was too busy staring at me. I did get a guy on the pack, and I goes to him, ref, on his pack. But I only said it once, and that was on the concept field. And like I say, every time I set foot in the concept field, I had a ref hanging up my arse.
But there is a difference between if you legitimately believe that you have shot another player to just screaming to get the ref's attention to get him to go and check someone else. I mean, it's a sort of a trick that has been used for years and years of shouting, "Ref, go check that guy." Well, what guy? The one in the snake. There might actually not be a snake. There might not be a player in the snake, but the ref will go over and check the if there is actually a player there, then they'll be standing over the player trying to check him, and then you now know where that snake player is. Things like that have been used in tournament paintball for years, and it's part of what that culture has become. And I don't think that's very good, but it is what the situation is. Now, if more players want to play like what the guys were in our division and possibly the division below, where they're there for more of the fun of it and for the experience, the sort of the event, I think people would probably have more fun. But of course, with competition comes seriousness and
but really this weekend gone, what were you playing for? A bit of plastic about so big.
Well, yeah. Well, personally, I was hoping that'd be scouted for like one of the pro teams, and that I would just be able to bin all you guys off. But, no, all I was playing for was I wanted to come down and have fun.
Did you see what Nicky T said? Something along that lines in the live stream about one of the teams scouting players when they were on about being the heavyweight division, and we would make a good tug of war. And it was I don't know what team it was. I can't remember. But Nicky goes, "Oh look, such and such team out scouting for new members."
Midland Prevail.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah. Chan, do you really have to lower the tone in the chat there? God.
Don't read the chat then.
What's he doing?
Gav started it. This is all Gav's fault, actually.
Is it? Is it really? Yeah.
Wait, he dared us to do it?
Disgusting.
What have I missed?
Oh.
What have I missed? Is it too far up there, Colin?
Colin says Dex would probably be more likely to be scouted for competitive eating team at KFC on the way home.
Hey, that's not on. I think it's probably true, but it's not on.
Yeah, they were kind of, yeah.
We did have KFC on the way down and on the way home.
Like Gav said, the Midland Prevail guys were really good. So Gav saying about the Midland Prevail being a nice bunch of guys. Yeah, they were. They were really nice. As most of them in most of the teams were. We seemed to get on. We had a really good laugh with a lot of teams.
Yeah.
There was a couple of teams that just seemed to keep themselves to themselves, but we were having a bit of banter and a bit of laugh with most teams who were going on the field. You know, it was having
a bit of a sing-song in the dead box.
Yeah. Yeah, who was that? Which team was that we were doing that with?
Which one didn't we do it with?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then when we had the ref crying because we started singing "Why Are We Waiting?"
Yeah.
That poor lass got to, honestly, I'm surprised she managed to get her hands down at the beginning of the game. Like she was crying with laughter.
Yeah. Well, I aim to please. Colin says, funny how I know you had KFC and I wasn't even there. Well, of course. Yeah, had to be done. So, Chandyman, has the trigger turned up yet?
Yes.
It has. And have you got the marker built?
I haven't had time to swap it over.
So you've just left your Z-frame trigger in.
Yeah, it works and it's fast.
Yes, but you've got to try the proper trigger in and just see how much
proper
faster
trigger
it is.
with the set adjustment set screws, the post and pre-travel is going to be much faster.
Yeah,
no doubt.
What guns this you're on about?
My EMAC.
Oh yeah, the one that you mind. I noticed you were getting a lot of attention over that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that American bloke asking if he wanted to buy one like it?
Yeah,
I think he was playing for the Yorkshire Bants.
Yes.
The American lad. Yeah, and he was like proper. And some of the OAPs were asking if they could get bodies done like that.
I think Simon wants one doing. Simon
yeah.
Martin.
Yeah, and say the American lad who played for Bants, he thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
But,
the main thing you've got to do though, if you go down the route of having a similar body, you've got to get it re-anodized.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know Tommy Webb was interested in me
Nicky
doing
T
one.
was quite interested in as well, wasn't he? Like you showed Nicky T, didn't you? Because he was asking, wasn't he not asking about your mechanical
ego? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then you showed him that.
It's a real shame that you didn't get the mechanical ego up and running in time.
Yeah.
But the fact that it actually works though, it just that it isn't working right at the moment. That's great, and I'm really really looking forward to seeing that. For the next event, if that is up and running, that's going to be a head turner.
Touch wood. I want to get it ready for Heroes because I want to get it out on the Hyperball field.
Yeah. It will be really good to see that.
Yeah. I seem to get quite a... Well, it was sort of putting faces to names. I've had conversations with loads of people.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's just people coming up to you going, "Oh, Chan." I'm like, which one are you?
Yeah, I think it was something that I experienced at the weekend. And I think it's... I know for a fact it's something that you experienced because I saw it happening to you. Is exactly that. People coming up and going, "Oh, hi," and they know who you are, but you don't know who they are. And it's if anybody's ever and it's probably something that I'm guilty of doing myself. If you are actually ever going to go and speak to somebody, you kind of need to reintroduce yourself. So there was a couple of times where I know I did it to you where it was like after somebody walked away from me, I went like, "Who's that?" But it is nice when you can put a name to a face, but because the game that we all play, you will spend most of our time in our masks, and then even if you add somebody on Facebook, most of the pictures that you've got are of you in your mask. Yeah. So yeah,
I think the man bun and obviously having the name on the back of the jersey was a big giveaway.
Yeah, well, that was it. All I had on the back of my jersey was BZ.
Just reading here, there was a post off the Heathens, the paintball team, two of which were refs who refed over us on the weekend, and they've both said basically massively appreciate you guys, considered it a really good attitude. Trying to make all the rest of it, but yeah, two of the refs who refereed us was basically applauding how good our attitude was and how we didn't make their job harder.
Yeah, that was it. The moment I got any calls off a ref, I just tried to bail out as fast as I could.
Yeah.
It's not worth arguing and getting penalty points.
How many penalties did we get with Andy on our team? Which is
let's fit.
with the angry dwarf. That's amazing.
There was actually one point where I thought, oh no. It was me in the back corner of the field. I'm not sure if it was you. I was looking up the tape line, and there was somebody got shot out. It was literally just as I was calling to somebody got shot out, and I'm not sure if it was you, Chan. And I went, oh fuck, full volume, and then it was like, oh, you know, you can get penalty points for swearing, can't you?
Yeah.
And the ref was standing over us, watching us as well. I just thought, oh no, oh no, and he just kind of looked at us, and it's been one of those sort of common sense sort of moments, hasn't it, where he's thought, I'm not going to pull the guy for that. It's not like I was screaming at the other team or something. But yeah, it was like, oh dear, I've kind of screwed up here, haven't I?
Like I say, with this having Andy on the team, that was I thought we were going to have problems, but no.
Yeah. Well, with the amalgamation of all of us on the team, I'm surprised we actually got any game time in.
It was touch and go a few times with people disappearing. It was like a couple minutes to go before a game, and we're like running about looking for people.
Yeah.
Look, it was never the same person. It was always someone else. It was like 1 minute it would be Will, the next minute it would be Chris, next minute it would be Chan. It was like, where the hell are they? Running around like heads of chickens looking for them to get them back because we had like 2 minutes to go before we were on the field.
Yeah. That's it. Chan's doing some dodgy dealing out the back of the BZ tent or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gav's put it, he thinks it's more swearing towards the ref, not swearing in general.
Mm-hmm.
So if you turn on and like, oh, fucking hell, we're ref, not on, then without a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think that's it. It's the all. I would imagine they all understand, like the vast majority of people on field are grown adults.
Yeah.
And emotions get heated and stuff. So I think there is a little bit of sort of.
I did see a couple of kids playing.
Oh yeah, there was some kids playing, and they did actually put in. They put in a good play.
Was it the clan? They had a couple of little lads playing for them. And that was the team.
The team we played last on Saturday had a couple of youngins.
Yeah, the Bants, Yorkshire Bants.
No, that was on Saturday. It was Venom.
Yeah. Venom. Yeah, that's it. Venom and the clan. Yeah. Yeah, like Craig said, it was nice to see kids playing. Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Yeah, it was good to see them actually getting out there and playing hard.
Well, they could in that game. As I was a bit hesitant about this 5.5 rule, but it did make it a more enjoyable game. You could think about going for a bunker that you wouldn't normally go for. Yeah. You just fought there, Dex.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say you didn't have to disguise it. You could tell all over your face. You could potentially try for that bunker that you would normally think, no way am I going to get to that because I'm going to get absolutely caned. But also saying that, when we played against some of the more pro teams, Christ almighty, they might as well have been firing bloody Tawny guns on
that's it. I mean, even with a mechanical, you can still get a really good rate of fire. And as Gav's just said there, you can actually get a very good rate of fire out of a mechanical marker. Yeah, I mean, hence me getting pulled for speed check.
When we played the UK Preds, Christ almighty, I thought I had about 5 guns on me, and there was nothing I could do. I buried myself in the rhododendron bush and just hoped to God they stopped because Jesus Christ, that was just. I think the same thing happened to Sai as well. They did the same thing on him, pin him into the bunker, and there was just nothing we could do.
Well, I found they were triple stacking bunkers quite a lot.
Yeah.
So it was just 3 people were cane and pinned at one target.
Without a doubt. I think that's that. I think what they did, and then they just moved on to the next bunker because I had at least 3 guns on me until they got me, and then and I know the same thing happened to Simon Ormond, and it's that was an eye opener playing against them. 100%. Not so much the sandbaggers. I thought we'd have a hard game. Don't get me wrong, we lost. But we didn't lose as bad as what I was expecting because we had the sandbaggers on the concept field, and I thought, oh God, we're gonna get our asses whooped here. But one of us got one of the sandbaggers straight off the break.
Yeah, but that was it. I mean, regardless of what team we played against, I'm really proud of the fact that we did put up such a good fight. You know, we didn't lie down and let anyone walk all over, which I think is a risk that can happen when you're playing against a team that's known as being a good team.
I think it was only against one team. I think we got. Was that not against Namrek and Crew where we didn't get a single one of their players out?
Oh no, I don't think there was a single game where we didn't shoot somebody out.
We did actually get.
Oh yeah, we got players out in the Namrek
right.
Crew, but I think we only got 2 players out, and other than that, they stormed.
Yeah, I was thinking because I know we got quite a few like when we were playing UK Preds, we got I think it was 5. Sandbaggers, I think we got 4, but I know the 2 what I consider the worst games was the Namrek and Crew.
Yep, I'll agree with
that. The first time we played the Concept Field against the Yorkshire Bants.
Yes, yeah. Actually, yeah, we didn't do that well against the Yorkshire Bants either, did we? The first game.
First game on the. Yep, we didn't.
But yeah, that happens. Well,
Richie was saying we got 2 kills against Namrek and Crew. I didn't even think we got that. that was when I got. No, that wasn't when I got pulled. That was against Yorkshire Bands when I got pulled. But I think that was when, if I remember, that's when Andy got pulled for what they said was a shot here, but it was the anthrax on his top. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's there. I said, when a ref's way away from you, they're not right up close. They see some like bright patch on you, and they think, "Oh, right, you've been shot." So they call it. Well, once they've called it, they can't uncall it. Really, can they?
Nope.
So
I see you can't say nothing here. Any complaint has to be brought up by the captain after the game. But when the game's all done and dusted, what's your elimination going to do? It's not going to. It's not going to do. All right, okay, you weren't eliminated. The game's already over. There's nothing you can do about it, basically.
Yeah.
But I'm 100% hoping that they definitely do put another game on.
Yeah,
I'm hoping they put more than one on a year.
Well, it seemed that the event was a success, and if the event was a success, then I don't see any reason why they wouldn't put more events on.
I think the format of how the GCC plays would run quite well amongst other big games.
Yes,
like it has done with Paintfest. So there would be the potential to do like what the Super 6 series was. Say do half a dozen games for the year and piggyback the GCC onto other big games.
So
say Mayhem, say Paintfest, say North versus South.
Yeah.
Potentially Speed because there's the hyperball field there.
Yeah.
I know they aren't about the skirmish. They were definitely, like I say, Richie was saying he's definitely thinking about doing a 10-man on the hyperball field at skirmish. I know you went in the chat then, John.
All right.
Yeah. Which, depending on when it's done, if it's done this year or next year, I mean, if it's done for this year for Heroes, then, I mean, is there the potential for to be playing that?
But the live stream, I don't know, have either you watched the only live stream from the GCC that Nick T did?
Yes.
Especially the commentary that cracked me up. Apart from I now want to shoot Ash.
Yeah. Aye. And can I just say, everyone was saying like when some of us watched the stream on Saturday, everyone was saying it was me that did the double knee slide. It wasn't me that did the double knee slide. If you actually watch carefully, if you watch it properly, I go into the center. It's Richie that did the double knee slide.
Was it?
Give over, Richie.
Because I've got photos of you doing a double knee slide.
No, you haven't got photos of me doing a double knee slide.
He's on the chat. Richie, have you been sliding on your knees?
He does. There's because he goes to
he flies down.
He runs across me and goes to the bunker in front of me, and then I ran across him. I ran behind him on a diagonal into the center of the field.
Yeah.
And then from the center of the field, I tried to go into the diamond and got shot.
Christian saying he loves your badge. He wants to know where you got one. I was going to put mine on as well. I couldn't find it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Richie says it was him guilty of the double knee slide.
There you go.
Yeah.
And if you look at the photos of me doing the slide, you can actually see that my right knee is actually, my right leg is back and I'm going in on my left leg.
And mind, Damo saying that we would win and we'd get the elimination off the break, and he was correct on both.
He was.
Yep. He then started taking the PISS out of us, but saying that
True.
heavyweight team and that we would be good at playing tug of war, and that I was wider than the bunkers and couldn't see over the top of them, and saying that I looked like a whack-a-mole. So you can see my little head just bobbing up and down like a whack-a-mole.
Albert, I take the being compared to a whack-a-mole when playing paintball as a compliment. It means that you're not easy to hit. But
oh yes, and the comment about Richie's Fitbit being kidnapped.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yes.
But and the Gassie's just said there, Will seemed to be attached to Rich by elastic.
Yeah, well, when you watch, he does follow him. Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? I can't fault Will on that.
No.
The fact that Will was going to be running the flag game, if he followed Rich, which made sure that it made sure that if anything happened, Rich would potentially take the hit first,
and then Will would be able to get him.
Yeah.
I can't say no, but it was hilarious, I must admit.
Yes, it was the fact that he basically slingshotted around the field and then nashed right back down the middle.
And then Damo trying his best not to swear. All my dears, Albert's at the 50. You can know for a fact that wasn't going to be all my dears.
Yeah,
it would have been oh fucking hell.
But I think you got up to the 50 a few times, didn't you?
Yeah, down the mounds. Yeah, I got the 50 quite a few times.
I like the fact that as the weekend went on, you and Andy kind of you sort of dropped in and had your own little groove how you were playing the mounds.
Yeah,
and it was working for you. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, it worked better in the concept field than it did in the woods. Because in the concept field and the woods, me and Richie Bound would go into the rhododendrons, and we ended up 9 hours out of 10. I was one of the first one out.
Yeah.
But on the mounds, we had a cracking little system going. I was caning it so he could move up. The only problem was Andy used to get a little bit too excited, and he would just try and a couple of times he tried to go
too far.
I would go one mound at a time.
Yeah.
And twice he tried to go straight for the 50.
Yeah.
And twice he got took out. Where I got to the 50 in the end. But I was taking it one mound at a time.
Yeah. The thing is, sometimes you need to try and push it a little bit further, and sometimes you'll be pushing it, and it's. I was trying to say with Will that push out, and if you feel like you're starting to take shots incoming, drop and get into the best bunker that you can. Don't keep trying to go and end up getting yourself shot out, and sometimes you feel like you've got a smooth run in. And you start taking shots, and there's nothing you can do about it. And when I try to move into the 50, into the center 50, when we're playing against OAPB, I thought I had a clear run into that center, and I didn't realize that there was. You can actually see it on the video where it was the guy with the auto mag had pushed to that the IBCM on the right hand side of the field. Sorry, on what would have been our left hand side of the field, and he had perfect shots in on us. There was nothing I could have done there.
Did you see Richie murder one of the refs? On the live field, he chains one of the refs. You actually hear Nicky T goes, "That's one of the refs," and he goes something along the lines of, "He's not mis-shooting, he's just allowing him to play."
Yeah. That's it. The refs get to have a go as well.
Yeah, we're on the field. I mean, I was shooting through the refs' legs.
Yeah. Mind. Have you all seen the clip of one of the players from the Sandbaggers against the Namrekan crew, where he goes to mug one of the players out, and apparently his gun was down, and you see he runs up and he just stops and kind of looks at the player, looks at his gun, and then just runs off.
And then there's another one directly behind him.
Yeah, there's another one in the center 50.
He actually runs past two.
Yeah. And I was like, how he made it past 2 live players when he was literally within feet of the other player. You would have thought the other player would have heard him.
Yep.
Never mind seeing him, you would have heard him.
Yeah, you see him. He actually stops for a few seconds and he looks, and then just keeps on running. And the guy behind him, he's still and he just runs past both of them.
Yeah. The player in the centre must have been like over the other side of that bunker and must have just come round.
I'm just glad that wasn't us.
Yeah. I mean, if that could happen to the Nam Wrecking crew, that could have happened to anyone.
Oh yeah.
If that could have very easily have happened to us as well.
We'd have never heard the end of it though.
No. To be fair, I think there's a couple of lads from the Nam Wrecking crew are now planning on handing the gear in.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah.
It was good. It was when I've seen it, I was laughing. Like, yes, it was good.
Yeah.
But Richie's put that it was it equal opportunity killing.
That's it. Doesn't discriminate against player or ref. Yeah. And Colin's saying that it wasn't feet, it was inches.
Yeah, he was bloody close when he ran that tape.
Yeah.
I think what makes it funny as well is the music they've put to it.
Yeah.
As well. It just adds to the comic glamour of it.
Yeah.
Well, that was it on that live stream again as well. Someone from America must have been watching, because if you heard Nicky T, he was saying this would be the biggest game you'll ever see. It'll outmatch anything in the ICC, the Classic that's going to be on next week. I know, like, bloody hell.
Aye. I didn't actually realise how close the ICC was to the GCC.
Yeah. That's where Nicky T's going with the Russians, isn't he? They're a good team, mind. They must have been there a good team.
That was it. Playing against the Russians, they were a hard team to play against.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We shot some off the break though, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, we got one guy off the break because he came up and said, "Great shooting, whoever it was. One of you's got me off the break." But we did that on purpose, didn't we? Have nearly every gun on that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
because we were expecting the Russians to try and run the field,
which they did. If you watch, they had their lads straight in the 50, practically off the break. So we were caning it in their direction on purpose.
Yeah, I think that was one of the games where we did actually play quite defensively straight from the break. We didn't even try and aim for like big bunkers or anything. We literally just sort of gunned the field and then dropped. Because
that's what we watched them before, didn't they? And they struggled against. I'd forgotten what team it was. We were watching them play, and the other team was played defensively, and they did struggle. They won them, but it wasn't a pushover. So that's why we decided we were doing the same.
Yeah. Gav saying that we caned the left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were playing with the bandstand on left-hand side for that game, weren't we?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Bandstand. Is that the right word?
Grandstand.
Grandstand. Yes, grandstand, not bandstand.
That's the same thing. Southerners might not realise what you're on about, but I do.
Yeah.
We got bandstands.
Yeah. But it's been great to see some of some people talking about this one though, like afterwards. Normally there's a bit of a buzz after games and stuff, but the buzz after GCC has been fantastic. I'd love to going forward. I would love to see there be like more teams get in on it and stuff. I think it was great for us to kind of see, if we could kind of come together as a team of players who've mostly just played scenario before.
Yep.
There was a couple of who have played sort of some kind of tournaments, and there's a couple of who have played sub-air and things like that. But for the most part, most of the Grizzlies were scenario players.
Yep.
And for us to all get together and go out and be able to make it to Div 2 and not do badly either. If we can do it, then I'm pretty sure pretty much anyone could get in there and be able to do well. Falling asleep there, Albert?
No, I'm just counting on my hand how many times Chris has actually played. I think that was only Chris's maybe 12th or 13th game.
Yeah.
Because, and like you say, we didn't do bad. We definitely proved a few people wrong. 100%.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was it. It was paintball performance where they reckoned that we would be in like in the lowest div.
We were there to make the numbers up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go.
We were. They called it? They changed the name slightly on the actual event, but it was not even there. They're nearly there, and the pro, and we were the bottom not even there to make the numbers up.
Yeah.
Be surprised if they're on the field because they'll be too hungover.
Yeah. Well, up is because I barely even drank on the Saturday night.
Play better with a hangover. That first ball hits you, you soon forget about your hangover.
Yeah, true. Gav says raise the average age of the players. Or what was it? OAPB's combined age or something like 560 or something.
Well, the oldest player there was Nam Renko. Was he 73, 74?
Like that, yeah. But again, this is why I've said why I keep
you
saying
can still play.
Yeah, as long as you can pull the trigger, you can play.
Yes, Gav, you did have a lot of Jim Beam on the Saturday night. I think you had a bottle just to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely looked like that.
Him and Sai, they got kicked out of the playing area. They were the last ones in there. The security had asked them to go.
Yeah, out of the party. Yeah. Yeah, me and Chan were in the van, and Chan fell asleep watching Facebook videos on his phone. Nodded off. He nodded off to the Mick Take Toy Story video.
Ian Slayers put their dog of Nam Reckon Crew's 73-year-old. And Simon has said, has anyone ever played without a hangover at PM Fest?
Well, I didn't have a hangover because, like I said, I was in the van, nice and warm.
Yeah, Simon and Gav definitely did.
Oh no, unable to connect the chat. Please try again later.
Oh, what are you doing?
Is that just me or is that everyone?
Gav, I didn't. I was really surprised you didn't, Gav, because like I say, I think you had a full bottle of Jim Beam just to yourself.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, there was I only got one drink at the party, and Chan might be asleep. Yeah,
it looks like it did it. Oh, he's moved.
Oh yeah, he's awake. He's alive.
We thought you were asleep there for a second.
Leave the lad alone. He's working all the time.
Yeah. What
I'm currently working right now.
I was saying, what you working on? I was just going to say, what you're working on now.
He can't show it because if he did, it would turn into like one of those like pay-per-view live streams.
Saying he can't show me, you'd have to kill us.
No,
he's gone.
That I've got in for service.
Ah, right.
You're booking someone in for a service.
We're not back to the van life again, are we?
It looks like it. Yep. Can't stay away from the van life.
Was tent life at GCC?
Has the tent dried out yet?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, it did.
Mine's been in my next door neighbour's shed for the last day.
Aye.
Because it started raining again.
Uh-huh.
So I put it in his shed.
I'm seriously thinking about getting one of those gazebos that you've got, Albert.
Oh, cracking. Especially if you keep your eye open. I got mine from Argos.
Mm-hmm.
At the minute, the 50 quid. I got it for 12.
Yeah.
We're around about September time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they'll drop. I'll send as soon as I see one drop in price, I'll send you a text.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, we've lost the Johnny man.
Oh, no.
Is yours trespass?
Yes. Yes.
Right. I'm just going to write that down so I'm going to have a look later on.
Trespass mini event shelter.
Yeah.
Wait, you saw how it stood up to the wind compared to some of the others? Yeah.
That was it. I mean, waking up on the Sunday morning and seeing gazebos getting blown across across the field was,
yes, Gav, I am still finding midget gems in my tent. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I was finding them in my sleeping bag when I was going to bed. I was lying there. I was like, what the hell? My sleeping bag was sticking to my back. And I peel my sleeping bag off, and there's 2 midget gems splattered on the So yeah, his ears weren't burning.
Yeah.
But
I think after that event, I'm gonna have to. My sleeping bag's definitely gonna have to go in the wash because I was lying there and I was. If I unzipped the sleeping bag, I was freezing cold. But if I zipped the sleeping bag up, I was sweating.
Wet and hot. Yeah.
I couldn't find a comfy middle.
It was just weird, wasn't it? As a
yeah.
Yeah.
There was just couldn't find a happy medium with it.
I must admit, mind, I've already been pestering Nicky T about running another event. Literally, before I got home, I put up on the Grand Central. So, when's the next event?
Yeah. That's it. I think we might have to see if we can get him on next week. Like, once he's done doing whatever he's doing, we might have to get him on and sit and just pester him one night.
Maybe a bit too soon.
Come and play.
If he's in America,
organize a game. Organize a game.
Yeah, yes, Craig. Definitely hotel for Paint Fest next year.
Yes. I think even to just be able to use a hotel to get out of the car park.
Well, it was not just that, and I don't get me wrong. I don't like being a bar humbug, but I'm there to play paintball, and there was a lot of people there who obviously weren't. Oh well, what it was the big game was on the Saturday, wasn't it? So they didn't give a shit about the Saturday night, and 4 o'clock in the morning, people still playing music. Some guy had bean moaning, and he's cart till about 5 in the morning.
Well, that was it. I mean, it was absolutely lashing it down, and I think it was 4 o'clock in the morning when I had to get up for a whiz. And I've been up at 1 o'clock, which I kind of expected people to still be up around about 1 o'clock.
Well, you do, yeah.
I mean, it's a paintball event. There's going to be people awake and doing stuff at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
But then I got up and I had to go. I just stuck my trainers on, stepped outside the tent, and I took a whiz up against the side of my car. And I was basically, at that point, I didn't care because I was knackered and just wanted to get some sleep. But there was, like you said, people partying.
Yeah.
And this guy, it was actually parked in front of my car. So my car was basically lit up with full beam.
Yeah.
And I just had to stand and take a whiz with his car blaring.
Why he had his main beam on, I don't know, because like I say, my tent lit up like I don't know what.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, my car was probably blocking most of that light from lighting your tent up completely.
Bad enough it was us. But don't want to go on the downwards.
But I mean, the thing is, it doesn't matter what game you go and play at. There will be little niggly things like that.
I mean,
that was a bit naff, but it didn't ruin the event or anything.
They were probably the big game players. So for them, Sunday was a bye, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was only us that had a game. Mind, I must admit, I thought that was really early to have the game start at 9.
I was fine with that. I thought it was something good for what it was a reason for it to get up and get involved and stuff. Because if they'd knocked things back till 10, I think players would have still just lagged around.
Well, see, I was up at 6. But I was taking my tent down, and
I think with the weather that slowed things right down. But it was great when me and Chan were lying in the tent, and there was a van. One of the vans behind us was a group of airsofters, and we could hear them inside the tent complaining about the weather and saying that they weren't going out and playing because it was like, this is health and safety. It's not safe to be going out and playing in this.
Oh my good God!
All right then, my little friends.
Yeah, Gav just reminded me something that was hilarious.
Yeah,
Chris commented when he was asking who the team was called Bye. Well, he said they haven't won a game. They haven't won a game all weekend. They're not a very good team, are they? Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, that was it. When we're standing by we're standing by the scoreboard, weren't we? And there was somebody made the joke of that team Bye's not doing very well.
Yeah.
And just the looks that we got.
I don't think
I'm not that stupid.
I think they just didn't get our sense of humor.
Yeah, there's surprisingly not everyone does.
I was like, well, we were all taking photos of the scoreboard because we were second. Might have only lasted for about 5 minutes, but we're all like, well, we're second.
Yeah. Second place on our Dave. Yeah, we'll just not tell anyone there was more games after that.
We're going to not show any other photos, just that one.
Yeah.
Okay, the rest of the teams haven't even played yet. We're second.
Yeah. Yeah, great.
Oh, yeah, but like I say, I definitely hope they do it again. If not,
Yeah.
because it was, and I will be pushing to try and get more people to go.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, that was a really good event.
Mm-hmm.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. I think to the best, it was all done very good natured.
Yes.
To its best, you know.
Yes.
We've already said about the couple of incidents.
Yeah, that's it. It doesn't matter what event you go.
The rest it was all a good laugh. We were all joking and carrying on. Like I say, we were singing with other teams in the kill area, and you know.
I believe my rendition of "Singing in the Rain" with my new umbrella went down very well.
Yeah. What was it? One umbrella, six men.
Yes, that was great as well. Yeah. Because there was the original one where we weren't really doing it for the photo, and then there was the entire team under the umbrella as well. That was good.
Martello posting that up on his. Sorry, my camera went down.
Yeah.
And then what does he do? He puts the photo of all us up. We're going like that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Like you say, Richard put, oh god, that bloody picture.
It's brilliant. I think that because I've added a few more people on Facebook from that I didn't already have on Facebook from the Grizzlies, and it's like nearly everyone that was at that event has now got that photo as that banner picture. Well, nearly everyone that was playing on the Grizzlies has now got that photo as that banner photo.
Well, I was tempted to change it today because I saw the one where we're all standing sensible, but then I was thinking, nah, it's not as good as photo.
Yeah. Nah, it's not. I think the one of we're all set up giving it the grrr is better. Yeah, it's a brilliant photo. I think
we'll probably end up doing that at every event.
Yeah,
there's a team photo.
Yep, I think it's a great one because it's not as it's about as serious as what our attitude is. We'll all just want to have a laugh, and I think that showed that.
Oh yes, I can remember that lad who was standing with the Preds. He thought we were.
Oh yeah,
he was there for a good half an hour, standing with all the Preds. With, with the Tipman.
Yeah, poor lad.
That was funny.
Yeah, poor lad. He'd been waiting there for ages. But I think they should have just let him go on with the Preds.
That would have been funny.
Yeah. I think it would have been great if one of the Preds had just gone, go on, mate, go on, sit yourself on.
Yeah. Swap guns with him so we're using the tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
He was totally lost, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know where the path was to get into the main game.
I don't know who it was, but that bloke who was a total stranger walked up to us and went, was it congratulations on your last game, or I hope you do well in your next game, lads and lasses. We all burst out laughing. It was one about Will. Ladies and gentlemen, that was it. I'll use ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see he felt really awkward after that as well.
Yeah, because we all pissed ourselves laughing. We were all proper killing it.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it was about 20 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, 20 minutes standing around with his magfed gun. Yeah.
That I felt really bad for that lad.
Oh, yeah. Trying to get Andy away from the chrono. There was a big massive queue. And we had our own chrono. We're all shouting at him. He goes, yeah, but I haven't chronoed. Yeah, there's a chrono over here. No, but I haven't chronoed. Be good. There's a chrono over here.
Yeah. Just get over here, man.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. But every time, the rain would kind of ease up a bit as well. And we'd all be standing there in the woods. It's quite nice, just waiting for the game to start. And then there'd be like a bit of a breeze, and everyone would just get doused with cold water.
Them drips were ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be like a proper downpour for for 3 seconds, and then just stop again. And he's like, I've managed to stay dry for the past half an hour while I've been waiting for the game, and I've just been dunked. Dunked.
All right.
Yeah. Hello there, Poseidon. Thank you very much for dropping in.
Did any team in the field without a marker due to hot gun? I don't know.
I don't think there was. At least there wasn't any teams that did that against us that I'm aware of.
No.
There was actually a few games where I did see players, like there was markers left up against the IBCM beside the entry point onto the concept field, but I don't know if they were just spare markers or what the situation was with those.
I know the game against the Preds, they ran when we were playing in the woods. One of them had to run back, so I don't know if he had a problem with his gun being hot, and they just ran back for another gun. I must admit, I don't know who mentioned it out of our team, but I thought it was a really good idea. If the next time we play, we do have the spare person to be there with the spare gun, so then it's a matter of if there's a problem, boom, straight swap.
Well, that's why it's always handy to actually have multiple players ready. I mean, like, it was unfortunate that I think was it about what fourth game or what third game or something on the Sunday when Gassy hurt his ankle.
Yep.
And it meant that basically he was down and couldn't play, so we then had to play with only the 10 players for the rest of the day. It meant that we couldn't afford for anything else to happen. We had to have those 10 players that were ready to go all the time.
Yeah, Gassy's put there the Venom borrowed an Electro and it was shooting at 8.8 balls a second. They never turned up for the Sunday, though, did they, Venom?
No, I don't know what happened. I don't know, because they didn't do very well on the Saturday, and I don't know if they just decided to bail out or...
Yeah, Richie's saying that the player kicked off over it.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good. I didn't actually know about that.
No, I didn't know about that. Well, obviously, they're getting no more because Richie was the captain. So.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. It had reset. Right.
Yeah, probably was in the rain. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm surprised most of the electros were even working. The amount of rain that came down was just...
Well, you say that, but it's actually quite surprising just how durable some electros are. I mean, you see stuff like, was it PSP Dallas, where it nearly always rains and it's always really muddy. And you see players sliding into bunkers and their markers sometimes go into water completely. And they just crack on. It's as long as your marker isn't really sort of like doused underwater for longer periods of time.
I must admit, I was laughing at all the made up headwear, the cardboard boxes on people's heads, the plastic bags over guns, people walking around with I think I saw one guy with God knows what he had over his barrel. It was ridiculous, but it was keeping his barrel dry.
Yeah,
it was mental.
Like a poster tube or something.
Yeah, it was daft. But a lot of people are walking around with cardboard boxes on their heads. You being one of them.
Yeah, well, that was it. I think I was the first person I saw on the. I think it was the Saturday where I did that.
Yeah,
and then not long after that, there was more people started. Yeah. There was other people are doing it better than I was.
Yeah, there was that one guy who he must have cut a perfect circle of just his head.
What I think he'd done was because I think he was actually using the open end of the box, but I think he'd shoved the lids and everything, the flaps up inside of it.
Yeah,
so that it kind of made a bit of a funnel.
Yeah,
so that he could then slot that over his head and it would stay in one place. It was only later on in the day, I think it was on the Sunday when I worked that out. I was really actually proud of myself. Poseidon, anyone get any majors or minors?
Not in our team.
I think there was some 1-for-1s, but other than that, I don't think there was any like serious calls.
Yeah, the Preds versus the Sandbaggers. That was the biggest one I've seen. There was a 3-for-1 on there for yeah, in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Dex, you pioneered the cardboard box.
Yeah, and I was as Gav says, I was the only person with the ice slots cut in my box.
It was when I went into the woods to find out who was playing next.
Yeah,
because I nipped into the woods and they were the ones who were playing. And I don't know. It was definitely a 3-for-1. But then I think, if I remember rightly, somebody told me that it should have been reversed because one of the Preds was complaining that it was a sandbagger cheating, and when they've looked at video evidence, because somebody must have had a camera, it was the other way around. It was a Pred that was cheating. Against sandbaggers.
Yeah. Well, I'd be interested to see if there's actually if there's apparently a video of this happening. I'd be interested to see if it actually gets posted up anywhere.
Yeah. There hasn't been much. Well, I know Vulcan did a live stream of Joy Division playing against. I don't know who it was, but it was Joy Division playing against someone.
Yeah.
It was the game before we went on for our last. Yeah, because I went in the woods to see Gav. Yeah, he's saying it was the game before our last. Game that we ever played in the woods. Like our last game on the Sunday, because it was in the woods. We had a big plan that if it was in the concept field, we were all just going to do something daft. And our last game ended up being in the woods, where what's the point because you haven't got anybody watching you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, that was it. I mean, I've got to admit, I was enjoying playing up the audience a little bit. Because at one point on the Saturday when I'd getting in the 50, and I was doing silly things and like sort of and trying to entertain the people in the sidelines a little bit. But I've got a few laughs and stuff.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, Gav was saying we were all stood waiting for the band. Yeah, can you not remember we were waiting? We were wondering why the game hadn't started.
Yes,
we all started thinking why we were waiting, and the refs were all standing in the middle arguing.
Yeah,
that's what it was over. That the wrong side had been pulled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically the English version of the Iron City Classic.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I mean, they were using the Iron City Classic rules effectively.
Yes. Well, they were, basically. Yeah. It said in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I suppose, there's no problem with that if it works. And I think the idea was to try and do this one, see how it worked out, and then try and adapt things from that.
Yeah. Well, like I say, mate, for one, I will definitely be wanting the next one, and I will push to try and get more people there.
Yeah.
To play it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's a shame that some teams dropped out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think by the end of the event, there must have been 3 teams had dropped out, but there was it 21 teams were supposed to have gone into it?
22, wasn't it?
22 teams. So
22.
Yeah, I suppose there was
because we had 2 buys.
Yes, that's it. We had there was 2 teams dropped out before the event, and then there was 1 team dropped out during the event.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think because it was I don't know if it was the weather on the Sunday or what. But yeah, 1 team did drop out.
Yeah.
Don't blame them. Like that weather was.
Well, yeah, that was. I mean, when I first got up on the Sunday morning, to be perfectly honest, I was kind of hoping that they were going to call the event off, just because I didn't want to get soaking wet again.
Simon,
but I'm glad that didn't happen.
Have you still got your wristband on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me 2 Mechanical Masters wristbands and me BZ Grizzlies one. It's actually got BZ Grizz on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you hear what one of the refs was calling us?
No.
BZ Grizz.
BZ Grizz.
One that gets on me wick when they say BZ.
Yeah.
We used to have a lad in our team who used to always BZ. It's not BZ. It's BZ. And then but he was calling. I was calling us it was when we were waiting to go on the concept field for our last game on the concept field, and he called us the BZ Gurus. I was like, oh, growlers.
That was it. I did quite like that. I think there was. I'm not sure. It was posted somewhere about the idea of that potentially being like 2 teams next year, the Grizzlies and the Growlers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was Gav.
Yeah,
she tried for 2 teams next year. It was hard enough getting 1 team.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point we were supposed to have 12 players, weren't we?
Aye. Well, that was it. Yeah, I mean
11.
Yeah, I think there was 11 actually made the event, but then obviously Gassy hurt his foot partway through Sunday, so took the rest of those games out. So it did leave it with 10.
If it wasn't for you, Chan, and Gav, we would have been knackered.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, you could have still gone and played it. There's nothing saying that you couldn't enter with just an 8-man team.
Oh, I think we'd have getting our asses whooped, like.
Well, you never know.
Didn't we play against 1 team that only had? Was it the Clan on the second time we played the Clan? Didn't they down to 9 or something? I
don't know, actually. Well, the first time when we went out and played against the Clan on the Saturday morning, we were actually a man down.
Yeah, we were.
Because Chan's gun wouldn't work or something.
Yes, and we won.
So, yeah. That was it. We actually won against them.
Yeah. Richie's saying he hates it when they call it BZs as well.
Yeah, that's it. It's BZ.
I'm saying
I know Z is the American way to say it, but it also seems wrong to say BZ.
Each team can register a maximum of 12. Yeah.
Yeah. You see, I'm quite surprised that the captain had 12 players as opposed to, I would have normally expected like 15 or 20 players. But then again, I also suppose that it wasn't a massive tournament either. You know, like I'm talking that it wasn't like, you know, with massive, like really quick turnaround. So you might need multiple players.
Yeah, well, you probably would do if it was a really quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Like I said, the turnaround, there was, I think it was the 1 point when we had nearly an hour and a half before our next.
Yeah.
Then that was a bit long, but the rest seemed to tick over just nicely. We could get back, get ready, and then have a break, and then we were back on. It was just, I think was it the Sunday when we had that really long break or not?
I'm not sure, but was it not also because we had a bye?
Yes, that's probably why. But yeah.
So by rights, everyone should have actually had a massive break because of the bye gaps. Yeah, but as far as the wristband goes, I haven't decided where I'm going to take it off yet. I might wait till it starts starts to smell a bit. It was after North versus South. I just got bored and cut it off. But this one I might leave on for as long as I can.
I can't remember how long Steve Henry, one of the lads who played for Team BZ. I think he had his PM Fest on for nearly a couple of years.
Yeah,
he actually took it to. I'm sure he tried to get into PM Fest for free one year because he had. I've got one band and I've got this other band. He had like 2 years of PM Fest bands on his ankle. On his ankle. Simon will probably be able to tell you how long he had them on for. There you go, 18 months.
18 months.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I'm surprised it could even be read after that long.
He was supposed to come down the weekend, but he didn't come. But he was in the big game. He wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of curious as to how the big game went.
Yes. How many numbers they had for that? Yeah. Because that might, with the GCC being so good, if the numbers were low in the big game, that might have a bad because Jed won't be happy if that's pulling in more numbers in the big game.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think
might end up having to run it as a separate event.
Maybe, but it would be a shame if that was the case. But I do think obviously the GCC will have probably drawn some players away from Paintfest. But I suppose either way, you did have to buy a ticket to get into the site anyway. So
I wouldn't have been playing Paintfest.
Yeah,
I've played it. I didn't play it last year because I thought the price was ridiculous, and I probably wouldn't have played it this year. The only reason I was there was because of the Grand Central Classic.
Yeah, well, it wasn't actually one that I was planning on going down and playing, but I'm very glad that I did actually get the invite for to come down with you. And if you need a player in the future, providing I can afford it, then I would be more than happy for to come down and join you again.
Nice one. Well, like there, yeah. Because we'll probably don't know, see how things go. We'll be asking next PM Fest.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it depends on when the next event is, doesn't it?
Yeah. I hope he puts a couple more on. Let's say the skirmish on the hyperball field. That would be brilliant. 10 man on a hyperball field.
Yeah,
that would be really good.
Yeah, that's it. Like a true hyperball field.
But, I definitely enjoyed it. It was really, really good. One of the best. It's up there with one of the best events I've ever played. There's there's a couple of events that there's Help the Heroes. That was one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
The very first time I played Paint Fest, when I think you were there that year when literally BZ, I think it was Nest and the Warriors took the field. We were literally running through the field, shooting. We took like nearly 2/3 of the field in one go.
Yeah.
It was mental.
Yeah.
Richie Brown's put, mate, you're a grizzly now.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll have to get a jersey sorted out at some point then.
The very first time I played Sunnybridge or Sennybridge, sorry.
Yeah.
And this one.
Yeah.
It's up there in one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
100% without a doubt. And I will definitely be going again.
Yeah.
And hopefully 2 other events as well that are a 10-man. That's what I like. I think, I don't know what it was, but like the 5-man, I don't have any appeal for that. I just like the idea of the 10-man. The bigger fields in the woods and 10-man.
Yeah. Well, that's it. The 5-man stuff was always fun, but they are very quick, and it's. I did think playing the 10-man just seemed more fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose the idea was they, obviously they reduced the size of the fields for 5-man. They reduced the number of players to make things more quicker. And I think it was just to try and make everything more viewer friendly. But I actually think playing the 10-man, there seemed to be more happening, which made it more exciting watching.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all well and good watching players running and diving around and stuff, but on the bigger field, you actually saw more. Once you started getting down on numbers on one side or the other, you actually saw more movement of people making really big runs and stuff. I mean, how often on a 5-man event are you going to see somebody run up to another player, realize that their gun's not working, and then run past 2 other players and have these people on the sidelines laughing their asses off? On a 5-man field, it'd be rare to see something like that happen because the fields are so small.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Just seeing stuff like
bigger fields, slower rates of fire, everyone can play and everybody can contribute. Yeah, Rich and Gary agree with you 100% there, mate. Also, but there will definitely be more 10-man tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if
don't get me wrong. If they go nuts and they start putting on like 7 or 8 tournaments in 1 year, then I think they might kill it a bit. They'd have to keep it to I don't know, 5 events.
See, I don't think they would even need to go to 5 events, but like there was somebody mentioned 3.
Yeah,
and I think 3 would be quite good because then it gives you plenty of time to save up and get yourself organized for the one that's going to be happening in 4 months' time.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be happening in 4 months' time, that right, I've got this coming up in 4 months' time. I can put a bit of money away over these 4 months, and I know I'm going to be able to go and have fun then. And the other thing was, I mean, apart from the ticket prices and stuff, we didn't actually shoot that much paint on the day.
No, we didn't. I think the most I took out was 6 pods. I think in 1 game I was actually down to my last pod, and that was when I went out with 4. In 10, Richie's put a maximum of 4 a year. Yeah, that's spot on. Mate, talking just from a Grizzly side of views here now, I definitely think that we need to do a bit of training.
Yeah.
And I think Scotch Corner would be perfect. Supwood. The Supwood field at Scotch Corner.
Yeah.
Be a great place, I'm sure. I'm sure if we talk nicely to Thomas, which I think someone already has, and get a couple of games on there.
Yeah.
Do a little training, select a little training session,
yeah, I do think that would be good.
Maybe next time try for the pro.
Or even to just get a higher slot of Div 2.
Yeah. Bugger Scotch Corner, the pub's closer.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd be happy if we started practicing with the guns with the pub. That, I think we should still all get together in even if it's just for Andy to tell us how many times he's shot a pred.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be good. Yeah.
Weeks, I reckon we should all get together. Definitely. Yeah.
That would be good for we'd all get together again and just have something to eat, have a bit of a laugh, and
that's a good idea. Colin's brought up, which says it needs to be spread around the country. So like say one event in the north, one event in the south, but or Nottingham because that's central to most people. I mean, Skirmish Nottingham, that's not that far away for us. What are you talking about? 2-hour journey?
I don't even know.
I think it's
let's have a look.
It's I think it's about that. You know, it's not a ridiculous. But see, if you were going to do one in the north, because they say in the north, the south, I think we're all at Mayhem apart from Andy Will.
Yeah, it's actually only 2.5 hour drive to Skirmish Nottingham.
Yeah.
Bloody hell! Thought it was longer than that.
No. So that would be like a more central event for most people.
Yeah.
But see, where would you be able to run an event like the GCC in the north? If you were to go more north than Birmingham, I think you'd be hard pushed.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the place is like now. Bear in mind, it's been a long time since I've been up there. But Belsay, Beachhead, Belsay, what we used to know as the small arena. There was a big open patch there. It actually got turned into a go-kart track for a while, and I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's been changed, but there was land there that could have actually been turned into a tournament style field. And I still think it could probably be done, providing there's been nothing else put there.
Gav said their Scotch Corner, which I agree with him, but if he wants to have a concept-ish sort of field every time, where would he do something like that at Scotch Corner? Yeah, I know you got some wood, which is it's a great little thing, but don't get me wrong, it might not be, but I've just got a feeling I think he's going to have some sort of concept-y sort of field.
What about YPC?
Don't think he'd let you do it.
No, but just for the idea of it, because like Andy and used to have a permanent speedball field set up, but there were like solid wood pyramids and stuff. That would have been a good call.
Gav saying here the field at the back with Gav, you'll know better than me, mate. Gav used to run the site at Scotch Corner, see.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if there was a field at the back, mate, but gotta go, chaps. iPad down to 1%. See you later, Richie.
See you later, mate. Thanks very much for dropping in.
Yeah. Simon, back end of Scotch Corner, loads of room available. Oh, is that where you go camping? So Simon goes wild camping at Scotch Corner.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, well, I've already said Scotch Corner for us to train on because I think Wood would be a good place to, He's put it. I thought so, but yeah, I'm sure Andy's already had a word before Richie went. He just said there that Gassy and myself will be calling a team meeting for a few drinks in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, cool.
So, yes. See you, Richie.
See you later, man. Thanks again for dropping in.
Definitely think Scotch Corner, even if it was just practice a few breakouts.
Well, I think it would be running through a lot. Funnily enough, it'd be like running through a lot of the sort of things that Nick has been teaching in these tutorial videos. Things like snap shooting, for bunkering, just breakout modes and where to be laying and things like that. I think all that sort of stuff is switching hands, trying to get more players, because I know that there was a few players who were more dominant with one hand than the other.
Yeah, me. That's more down to my eye more than anything.
Yeah,
my left eye, like partially blind. So switching hand, I'd still have to aim down. So my head would be out further than my gun because I'd still have to use my right eye, even though
hand. But that's the thing. You can do that. I mean, to be perfectly honest, mate, when I'm playing, I'm actually more left eye dominant when I'm playing paintball.
Yeah,
I tend to look down the barrel like that. So it'd be like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I'll do that regardless of which sort of side I'm actually playing on.
Gav was saying that Scotch Corner used to run events in the early 90s. All right. Didn't know that.
Cool.
Well, that was when I was still just, early 90s. Don't even think I played then. You're showing your age, Gav.
Yeah.
You what, Sharon? Yeah.
See, just going off on a tangent, and I've talked about this before. But I would love to know who the guys were that owned, well, that played on the farmer's land near where I live.
Oh, right, yeah.
There was. I don't even know where the farm was now. It can't have been that far away because it was where the farm was would have probably been at most like a half an hour drive away from where I live.
Yeah,
maybe an hour at a push, but they just had like they had fields set up and like buildings and all sorts. I would love to know who those guys were. That must have been like the mid 2000s. Oh, sorry, not the mid 2000s. That must have been like the mid 90s at the latest. I was probably only like 6 year old, so probably like about 94, 95.
Gav seen is it, but the Beirut field at YPC has now got trenches in it.
Yeah, the way the Beirut field at YPC's had trenches in it for quite a long time. That would be a good one for a tournament on. Colin says team meeting it is.
Yeah, right. If you pay the petrol, mate. Yeah, no.
Yep. We'll meet you halfway.
Colin's site is local.
Yeah.
Would be canny for a Woods Ball tournament.
I'm just trying to think what could they do for the sort of a concept field. Because I don't think that with the church would be good as a concept field.
No.
Because it's too sort of, with having that church in the middle of it. If the church wasn't there, then it would be perfect, I think.
I say Scotch Corner, definitely. I didn't know about the land out the back. I was just thinking of Supwood, and then you could have had Supwood, and then the a Woods Ball area.
Yeah.
Didn't realise there was a field out the back.
Yeah.
See, I don't know about YPC because I think Andy's lost all interest in big games. He's just quite happily running his walk-ons.
Yeah.
We've asked him the last time we were down about running a big game, and he said, "Why? When I can get like 40 to anywhere from 40 to about 80 players playing on a walk-on."
Yeah.
So I think he lost all his love of big games after you know who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After he who shall not be named.
Yeah, Voldemort to the pinball world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Access to a grassed area near the road. All right. Colin's saying here that Jules could get access to grass fields near the road where he ran the Masters years ago.
Oh, right.
All right.
So now that one could be handy.
Yeah.
Gav says he was at that working for Wendy.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, I mean that could work, Colin, as long as it was all netted off and everything, which I'm sure could be done. And there would have to be access for a concept field for probably a couple of weeks in advance, and then a while afterwards. But yeah, that could work.
That's if he's going to do a concept field every time. I've got a feeling he seemed to like that idea, so I think there is going to be one.
Well, I think the idea is, the Woods field gives the Woods players something that they're used to, and the concept field gives something the tournament players something that they're used to, and it forces you to have some crossover.
I must admit, by the end of the weekend, we were playing a lot better in the concept field. Like our first game in the concept field, that was a big shock to us. So we got annihilated, basically. But then as the weekend got on, we ended up we were on a catch up to other teams, but we seemed to we were as good as in the Woods as we were on the concept field.
Yes.
In fact, I think did we not get one win in the Woods and we got 2 wins on the concept field, if I remember.
I think so,
right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. But we were taking a lot of bodies in the Woods. Poseidon says he's not very good on his left hand because of the bones in his hand. Obviously, without knowing the exact circumstances, I can't really make much comment on that. But depending on what it is, you don't necessarily need to be able to fire fast. You just need to be able to fire accurate. Gav, worked all weekend with my "Do I look like I played tournaments" t-shirt on. Yeah. Well, that's it. I know that I don't look like I play tournaments anymore.
Well, that was something else they said in the live feed, when they about our tops and the girth. Because he said about the OAPs, he got the girth on the side, and I think it's Ash here in Purple. Well, so's the Grizzlies.
Yeah. Hey, I resemble that remark. But Colin says you need to come down for a walk on sometime, Gav, and I would really recommend that site, Gav.
Yeah,
it had a real Combat Zone link and had a real sort of homely feel to it. It was definitely one that I would recommend.
Was it
playing?
Cracking site? Definitely.
Yeah, it was. It was a brilliant site for to go and play. Poseidon again says, because me and my teammates asked him, and we asked if we have a Woods tournament at YPC, but we haven't heard anything. Well, I mean, I suppose all you can do is ask. If you're asking, you never know. You might get something. You might get something good. Indeed, you may.
Oh, what have I done?
You had your microphone muted.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
It's just you went small now, and then.
Oh,
that's all right. I didn't know you could do that.
What? Just have your camera look on one screen.
Yeah, you just get me on and you a little, and then if I click on you, you go big and I'm a little. It wasn't very good looking at myself.
Yeah.
I just muted there because I asked Sharon if she'd mark the cover.
No worries, man.
Which I think I got told where to go. Yeah.
Well, that's not very nice. Your loving wife should make you a cuppa. But anyway,
I can't say yeah. One sugar. Gav says one sugar, please. In his next birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gav says one sugar, and can you deliver?
But Poseidon said, "Is Combat Zone any good? Because he might go down."
Brilliant.
It's a fantastic site, mate. It's one. The site I used to play at, not far from where I live. Was.
I'm laughing at Colin. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, I saw it as well. The site that I used to play at when I first started playing up there, it had a real sort of homely feel to it. They sort of all the regular players knew everyone. Everyone cared about each other, and that was what it felt like when you went down and played at Combat Zone. It felt like you were welcome. They were happy to see you. They wanted you to come back. It felt good to be there.
I keep going to ask next time I'm coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Mind, I must admit the same thing with YPC.
Yes. Yeah.
Every weekend I get once a month I get a text.
Mm-hmm.
It says YPC, but he always ends it with Andy.
Yeah.
If I'm telling me when the next walk on is.
Yeah.
What the prices are. Hope to see you there, Andy. Which that's a quite good touch. That.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. Things are nice.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely think, like say, Scotch Corner would be a good site. And Colin's saying about this field where they used to win the Millennium. Well, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like say 3, maybe 4 games a year. I think that would be spot on.
Yeah.
And mix it up a little, like you say, do have one hyperball field.
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't know if he did go to Scotch Corner, then have something. But what I don't know, but have another field there and people to text. Yeah, well, without difference, without doubt, Colin, it does make a difference. You just put there 400 people get the same text, but it says that personal touch signed off on it makes a difference. Yeah, it does.
Yes,
100%.
Yeah.
I know it makes it's just a generic text that he sends to everyone, but
it makes it when he actually signs off, it makes it feel like it's that that there is actually interest there.
Yeah,
not just right. It's like when you get letters and it's just dear recipient or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. Occupant.
Okay. Yeah. The occupant, recipient, or dear user,
Yeah,
things like that. Like, you don't even know who I am. Why should I care about you? Sort of thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, that's hotter than the sun. I just burnt my tongue.
I'll get some cold water now.
Yeah, she's trying to kill us off, I think.
Yeah.
She's trying to keep us quiet. Jeez.
Oh,
I wonder what happened to Chan.
He's probably waiting like go and machine something.
Does he have a lot of gear in his house? Like, I've been to ask him.
He does have some stuff that he uses for to work on stuff, but I think it's mostly not home based that he does. But I know that he does have plans in the works for some things.
Then does he work on his brake or something on paintball gear?
I think he does. He just goes in at the times when he's not actually paid for to be in.
Yeah, and just uses this. Mm-hmm. Nice that his bosses obviously let him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what the setup is, so I don't really want to make too much comments on it. But
I just want because he like he do like Christ some of the stuff he can do.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, he's a bloody smart lad. I mean, I've actually seen some of his designs for some stuff, and it's some of his stuff is brilliant. I mean, the fact that he's able to make stuff that is down to like to these tiny tolerances, it's something that boggles my mind.
Yeah.
It's like the tolerances that I'm used to working on are like bare minimum like 5 mil.
Yeah.
Like if I cut a wire slightly too long, I'm all right. If I cut it slightly too short, then I'm kind of screwed.
Yeah. I'd say when he was on about making a cocker purely out of brass, every mortal part of it out of brass, I was like, what? He said, it wouldn't be that hard to do. I'm thinking, I wouldn't even know where to start.
That's it. I would love to see him do it, just so that it would just be a showpiece. But I would love to see him be able to do it.
If he ever set his own business up, it would be an ideal of like you say, a showpiece. This is what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it would be something that would cost an absolute bomb if he did decide he wanted to sell it, or if somebody wanted to buy one. I've got every faith that if somebody offered him the right amount of money, he would make one.
It's like as he says, everything has the price.
Damn right. Yep.
Oh, was this GTV Nelly Bones?
Yeah, Near Bones. Hello there. Hello. Right. Welcome to the stream.
Bit late, but have you seen the time?
Yeah. Yes. I think it is actually about time that we probably want to be drawing this to a close.
It's getting late. Have you got work in the morning? Like?
Oh yes, of course. And I know that you're still on the. What is this? Yeah, last week of the shutdown.
Last week of the shutdown.
Well, no, you're going back to work soon, aren't you?
Yeah, Monday. Yeah.
Oh, bit of a downer, that,
I was partly hoping that I'd have a new job, so I wouldn't have to go back, but it hasn't happened. Yeah.
Well, I can't guarantee anything, but if you wanted to head up this way, I could have a word with my boss.
I think it's a bit far, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it might be a bit far as well.
I'm trying to get a job a bit closer to home.
Yeah. I don't blame you. That's it. Nobody wants to be working miles away, do they?
Well, there used to be a point you could. Pete Lee used to have a large industrial estate, and there used to be some really big. But now it's like a ghost town. There's only one big out of like when I was at school. You either worked for one of the big 5 companies, or one of your family did. We had Fisher Price, we had Tudor Crisp, you had JCB, Claremont Garments, and Jewists.
Yeah.
Out of all them, the only thing that's left now is JCB, which is now Caterpillar.
Yeah.
And that's the only one that's left.
Mm. Yeah, it's a bit naff, isn't it?
Ah, well.
Yeah, sell up and move up, yeah.
No, you're right.
Buy my house?
Nah. we own this house. We're mortgage free, so
I wish I was mortgage free. An extra 450 quid in my pocket.
Is that how much you're paying?
Yeah. It's not that bad. It could be worse. There's
Do you want to know what my mortgage used to be? £100 a month.
Yeah. Rub it in. Yeah.
Bought the house for £9,000. Not this one.
Yeah.
Not this one. First house.
Yeah.
Bought for £9,000, and we didn't sell it at the right time. We knew a couple who sold before us, and they got 60 odd grand for it.
Yeah.
We got 30 for ours when we moved up there.
Still better than you paid, though, isn't it?
Oh, I say with hindsight, we could have bought off the street.
Yeah. Yeah. There was streets, there was places in Newcastle where they did that, where they sold the houses for like £1 each. And
Colin, yeah, you know, Colin, why you've got 3 weeks off. And
Yeah.
it's not longer than 3 weeks.
no,
No.
nah, unless you take annual leave.
But there was 6 in the bed, Albert. No, there wasn't 6 in the bed.
Oh, which one would that make you?
Huh.
Poseidon says, Albert, I'm buying sterling and putting it in a stock and putting this in a steampunk mode. Oh, well, very cool. I think going for a pump is
yes, but don't do nothing to it. Leave the sterling as it is. Don't be putting bloody stocks on it and magnet pump and magnet steampunk and no. A sterling is a bloody good market to start off with. It's the very last pump to actually win a major division when they were up against Auto Cockers and Auto Mags. In fact, I think it was the UK Preds won over in America, and they were using sterlings.
Yep. As Gav says, if you want to have like a steampunk sort of shotgun, buy a KP2.
Yeah, you'll need a bank loan, but
Yep. True. That's it. Because like, I mean, it's things like the KP2, the KP3, some of the piranhas, the PGPs, those sorts of things. They're all your sort of steampunk guns. Yeah, I mean, made of brass with wooden furniture on them.
I noticed there was, you were saying about the stock class version. That's the KP1.
That's the KP1.
Somebody posted one up.
Right.
With in immaculate condition with it, and he was saying it was a KP1, and that had the stock class.
Yeah.
Don't be cutting a KP2 up unless it's a Zordon KP.
Oh yes.
You can quite happily cut that up.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, you can still buy them, but you don't really want to be cutting up like PGPs or anything like that. I mean, maybe it's not so much PGPs because PGPs are still reasonably common.
Yeah, there were that many of them, and you still get them in numbers. Yeah. But
I mean, yes, they're not exactly. You're not going to see them all the time, but they're not exactly really
burn them with fire.
But things like the KPs, then they're rare to have, and this is where Paul's going to message us and go like, "Yeah, I've got 5." Every time I say something's rare, Paul messages
Paul. Yeah. I'm waiting for it. Have you got any of them, Paul?
Yeah. Gav says the KP1 has a 10-round tube.
Say the PGP's rare. No, we know the PGP ain't rare, mate.
Yeah. Especially after that find that I think it was Ben Rex and someone else got their hands on I got one. What was it? Something about 40 PGPs.
Yep. I got one of them.
Yeah, I think there was like 40 odd PGPs, and I think there was even like a couple of KP1s and KP2s and stuff in with that bulk deal as well.
I just know that he would only sell in bulk, so we all got together and put in like, I think it was 20 quid. If you wanted one, it worked out £20, and then the lad individually shipped them out to everybody. Yeah, so I got one of them. Gassy got one.
Yeah, I had 2 when I first got them, and then I sold them each. I sold each of them. I actually took one, stripped it all down, polished it up, and tried to get it up to a usable speed, and just couldn't. So I ended up selling it on, and like it looked beautiful. And then I still had the other one, and which I sold at speed to Blakey.
Poseidon, if you're wanting a pump to mess around with, mate, get yourself a PMI tracer, right? There's still hundreds of them kicking about, and there's hundreds of copies of them kicking about, and you can mess on them till they're blue in the face. In fact, if I go up in my loft, I've probably got about 6. You can have one, and you can do whatever you like to your heart's content with it, because they're just a Nelson Valk. You can have it, mate. You don't have to give the price. If I ever see you at an event, you can just have it. But yeah, they're the guns you can mess around with. Don't be messing around with a new Sterling. You're talking 140 quid, and they say they're a really good gun. I wouldn't mess around with Sterling.
If you want a play pump, then I would just get a Sterling and go for it.
100%. Yeah,
use it for what it's designed for. Yeah,
I'll have one, Albert. Yeah, no problem, Cole.
Colin, do you not already have one? Colin, do you not have like 12 of them?
Yeah, I was thinking he's another one. There's him, there's Paul, and then there's Richie Wong. I mean, does Richie Wong actually know how many guns he actually has?
I don't think he does.
He just hoards them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I've never ever seen him sell a gun.
Nah, neither have I.
I've seen him give people guns.
Yep.
Because he's give you a Sterling before, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure I've seen him give someone else a gun.
I've seen him give people parts. I've seen people seen him give people guns. But I've never actually seen him sell a marker.
I haven't neither. I mean, he likes rubbing it in because he knows that one of my is the Silver Ghost.
Yeah,
and I didn't even know they did a Spectre, and he was telling me about the. He goes, "Oh yeah, I've got 3 Silver Ghosts." I'm like,
"Yeah,
what?" He said, "I've got a Spectre." I'm like, "What? What's one of them?" He goes, "Oh well, Lapco did a Spectre as well."
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big James Bond nuts,
Yeah.
so like, you've got a paintball gun that's called Spectre. Yeah, that's a Spectre. Yeah, I want one. But never ever seen. Apart from the photo Richie showed me, I've never ever seen one. Never seen one, but I know they exist because I know I've seen it. Richie showed me the photo of it, but it makes me laugh every time I mention something. He just brings out a photo, and they're always on I'm guessing it's his spare room, and it's just a bed full of paintball guns.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Always different. There's never this.
That's the thing, though. Richie, he'll go like, "Oh, he has a photo of some of my paintball guns," and it'll be like all of his pumps. Or it'll be all of his cockers, or all of his auto mags. So.
Well, I asked him once how many pumps he got, and he put a photo up, and he goes, "That's about a third of them," and it was still about 50 odd guns. And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah. Yes, the man is a proper full-on gun haul.
Oh well, yeah. Colin's got a few things to learn off him. Saying that like. Colin's just like it's like a rescue for paintball guns, isn't it?
Yeah,
rescue home for come to me. I'll never sell you, and I'll look after you nice till the rest of your life. It's like a forever home for paintball guns instead of pet dogs.
Yeah. Aye.
So, Colin, if there is another Grand Central Classic, are you going to get your ass to it?
Oh, I will have to drag him there if he isn't going to.
He's already got a piece of Grizzly top.
Poseidon, just a quick side note. If you want anodizing done, you could try this. I think it's Ed Muggleton does anodizing, or gets anodizing done. And also Northern Custom Works may be able to help you out.
Northern Custom Works, yeah.
Yeah, that's if 3 working markers on a TBX that needs to be fixed. Well, some of these guys.
Yeah, TBX Northern. What's he get? Northern Custom.
Yep, Northern Custom Works, and also Care Bear Customs may be able to help you out.
Yep. And feeling that with the TPX BZ people.
Yes.
They are tipping, basically.
Yeah.
As well as
for the UK, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, anything GI Sports now, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because he was saying, I was talking to Paul Banks, and he was saying within reason now, if somebody comes with an empire or anything like that, they can't refuse to not help them at an event, because it used to be just tipping.
Yeah.
But now, yeah.
But yeah, Poseidon, that's the one.
But yeah. Oh.
Anywho, I think that it's probably about time that we get myself. Well, I get myself away to bed.
It made us so hot.
Oh yes, it is very, very warm. Nope, my heating isn't even on.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with the window open in here, I'm still boiling.
I will be there, whatever the next GCC event is. Much better timing. Yeah. Yeah. We understand, mate. We understand.
Yeah.
Are you going to be at Mayhem or not, Colin? Hospital is hot. I bet, mate. Oh, so you're actually in hospital.
I don't see why he couldn't have joined the stream from there.
Don't think that went down well.
It would have gone down fine. I'm pretty sure he isn't that busy at the minute.
Colin, are you going to be at Mayhem or not, mate? Just wondering.
Give him a sec.
Yeah.
Poseidon says, Dex, if he sees us at District 23 prepare to get rushed, well, bring it on, my friend. You'll have to counter. You'll be rushed by a rusher.
If you one day only. All right. Okay. No problem. You'll have to let us know, Colin.
Right. Anyway, so I think we'll come up with the sort of the closing point here. Now I realise that obviously there is lag and all that sort of stuff, and there's a bit of a delay. So I'm giving people plenty warning that the stream is coming to an end. So if after this point it just shuts off, you now know why.
Yeah, mind when you were talking to Nicky T, you got it perfect. You went ta-ra, and it actually cut off.
Oh, awesome!
Spot on when you were talking to Nicky T on. When was that? Was that last Wednesday?
That would have been last Tuesday, because Wednesday, I think it was just that it was that hot in this room that last Wednesday I couldn't even think about what I was trying to talk about. I was dying of heat. Yeah, it was
25th. Oh, when's Mayhem?
Yeah. That's as Colin says there. This my normal sort of closes. The stream is coming to an. Yeah, I keep sometimes I don't generally go back and watch my stuff because quite frankly I find my own voice irritating. But sometimes I've gone back and I've checked the ends when people have said, "Oh, it just cut off," and I think I've given myself plenty time before I clicked stop broadcast. But then watching the stream, it just done, and that's it. It's just off.
I think you need to work out an intro.
Yeah, well, I have thought about it. I don't know how I would do it on the Google Hangouts, but I have actually thought about doing like a proper intro video for the live streams.
Yeah,
that I can play before I then actually come on, and then have like an outro thing that I can go, right, that's it, I'm done, I'll catch you later. And then click that on, and then it doesn't matter at what point that turns off.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I need to sort something out for those. Yeah. It'd be good for to have something like that to play while people are waiting for it to come on, while people are waiting for us to actually come on air properly myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna next time I get a chair, it's gonna have to not be leather. Yeah.
Are you sticking to it?
Yeah.
Lovely. Poseidon says Dex, YouTube's broken again. Poseidon, YouTube is always broken.
Nicky stuck in Kiev's in
JFK Airport.
Oh hell.
Poseidon, no, don't worry about it. I'll get something sorted out at some point. I just need to actually sit down and do some work. I've got the past 3 events worth of video that I need to actually sit and edit and go through and stuff. And I need to actually spend some time and actually upload some content.
Well, I hope Nicky T actually gets through to the Ironman Classic. It would be good to see where an English team came in there.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to go to America and actually play paintball, but I can't see it ever happening.
You never know, mate.
Unless I get 6 numbers in the lottery.
Yeah, you never know, mate. Something might happen.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The Grizzlies, the Grizzlies going over there. I don't think
the ICC.
I don't think the Americans would be able to put up with us, would they?
Nah.
We'd be all alive because you can imagine the jokes going over the top of their heads.
Yeah.
I don't think the rest of the world gets the British sense of humor. Well, the Americans get it to a point.
Yeah.
But a lot of other countries just don't get our sense of humor at all.
Well, it's the sort of you know how you heard that story before, and it's the American squaddy and the British squaddy, and the American squaddy saying, you know, like British soldiers are just a thing to behold. There's, you know, like you're in a firefight, and all of a sudden the British squaddy will just like drop down and start getting his camp and stuff out and say, "What are you doing?" And say,
"Tea time."
It's tea time.
Yeah.
Like, but we're being shot at, and say, "But it's tea time." Like, and he'll sit there and he'll make a brew. Neck his brew, put all of his stuff back in his bag, and then go like, right, however, let's do this.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna be in a foxhole or something, you want to be in one with a British soldier.
It's something along that lines, isn't it? They go on about our banter. Like we slag each other off, call us worse than shit, but when the shit hits the fan, they'll look at you with a wry smile and go, "Are we going to do this?" And what?
Yep.
There's more to this. Yeah, it's something along that lines.
Yeah. Science says he'd love to go to Lone Wolf, Alien Invasion, and Red, White, and Blue game. There's a lot of games around the world, mate, that I think would be fantastic to go on. Most of them you see that are in America, but you do see some amazing ones
really
in other
big
countries.
Events that they get in America. I would just love to go to one of them. The ones where you see what's his name? He owns that site, sells all the rare and old vintage
Batchy
paper. He goes to a lot of the California stock class, and you see them getting like numbers we would only dream of in a big game playing pump.
Yes.
Like,
well, this is it. I mean, there's the rumors that it's Red versus Blue next year. There might actually be a pump specific area.
All right, yeah. We were talking about Tello, weren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, and now if that happens, I'm hoping that there's a good turnout for it.
Yeah, well, I would definitely be up for that.
Yeah, I would love to go and play it. And it's
Gav's saying he's hoping to do D-Day next year because it's got to be the very last D-Day, isn't it? Next year.
Yeah.
That'll be another. There's another one on my bucket list I'll never get to do.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
so there's the slapstick and now D-Day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Living Legends is still going, and I don't know if they've got the slapstick at the new place. I would imagine they probably have, but it's not the same, is it?
No, well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in 10 years' time, it might have built up a bit of a reputation and be something to behold itself.
Yeah.
Martello says 100% pump at Red versus Blue. That is fantastic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I will be up for that. I'm sure Gav will as well.
Yeah.
You played that last year, didn't you? This year, didn't you, Gav? But yeah, get Colin down as well.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
This is it. Just try and get as many pub players as we can together to go out and play that.
We're working on a package for D-Day 2020. Oh, mate. Yeah.
It's tempting, but I don't think I can afford it.
Same here. It would be I would have to start saving now to maybe go in about
2025.
Yes, Albert, only pump in the village. Actually, yeah, can you imagine wearing that outfit? I'm the only pump in the village.
Yeah. A bonnet da.
Yeah, you know, he's wearing them gimp outfits.
Yeah.
I'm the only pump in the village.
Albert.
Give me ideas now, Colin. Gav.
Albert, I can see you doing that far too well.
With me jiggity pump.
Yep. Giggity.
Yes, you're right. I do have the body for it.
Oh God. Anyway, right. Well, I think I'm gonna have to go to bed. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure as always. And as always, Albert, thank you very much for joining us tonight, as well as the Chandy Man. I don't know if he is actually about listening, but thank you very much, Chandy Man, for dropping in for the 5 minutes that you did. But yeah, it has been a pleasure. It was a pleasure to play with you guys at GCC. It was a pleasure, as always. Yeah, the whole lot. I can't say anything more. It was a pleasure to be spanked by the Bants as well.
Gav, Collins just sent me, those Brits are a strange old race. They show affection by abusing each other. They will think nothing of stopping in the middle of a firefight for brew up and eat food I wouldn't even give to a dying dog. But fuck me, I would rather have one British squaddy on my side than an entire battalion of Spetsnaz. Why? Because the British are the only people in the world who, when the chips are down and they seem like there's no hope left, instead of getting sentimental and hysterical, they will strap on their pack, charge their rifle, light up a smoke, and calmly, with a wiry grin, well, are we going to go with this then, you wanker?
Yep. Aye, that's
I know
the one.
some lines, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Makes you proud to be British, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, night sight.
Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I think on that note, I think we'll end it there, Albert.
Definitely.
Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, lads, lasses, people with glasses, and of course all of those in between, I'm Dexter. My friend here joining me is Albert.
Night.
We've been your hosts for this evening, and we shall catch you later.
At the next GCC.
Yep. Bye.